Start and end your day with WFUV New York, public media from Fordham University. Listen at 90.7 FM or at WFUV.org.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to One-on-One, New York's longest-running sports call-in show. Anthony Smith, joined by my two co-hosts, Trey Rodriguez and Emma Leonardi. Travis Hayden is behind the boards alongside Sam Giangrande, our video producer for today. We've got a packed episode this week, going over a little bit of March Madness, then we'll hit into some MLB, Yankees, Mets talk. Then we'll talk about a little bit of the general NBA as the playoffs are approaching, with some Knicks and Nets talk on two completely different sides, though. Knicks obviously punched their ticket to the postseason. Nets fighting for the number one overall pick. Then we have an exclusive interview. We'll talk about later who that interview is with. And then we'll go into some general NHL as the playoffs are approaching for hockey as well. And then we'll talk a little bit about the World Cup as all the teams are finalized, specifically Italy getting eliminated from the World Cup. And then our Indy 500 segment with Bobby C. Heading into a draft at the end of this episode that we're very excited for. We'll, again, reveal what the draft is at the end of it. But first, guys, Easter weekend, how are we feeling this weekend?
I'm feeling pretty good, honestly. I kind of needed this break, and I've been I've been taking some good time off. I can't lie. I've been telling myself I'm gonna do a little bit of work. And I don't do anything. But I read 8 pages of a textbook yesterday, so. I got that productive feeling in me. And who knows? Might read 8 pages when I get home. So could have 2 great back-to-back days of some schoolwork getting done here. So, but yeah, no.
They call them an academic weapon.
I know,
They really do.
But I haven't been on a one-on-one in a while now, so I'm definitely happy to be back, especially with a group of people I haven't really done a show with before. So it's always nice to, be on a show with some new faces and stuff. Obviously, I know you guys, but I don't know you guys as host, so
yes.
It's nice to actually see that side. But yeah, it's been a good break so far. Excited for Easter tomorrow, and even more excited for this show.
That's beautiful. So my break technically started Monday night because I had my one class on Tuesday canceled, and then I don't have classes on Wednesdays. So,
That's nice.
It's been kind of great for me. I also told myself that I was going to do work, and then I haven't. So that's going to be getting done probably on Monday. Yeah, my mom's in town. Shout out Janet Hoder. She's in town. She took me to the Caps Devils game on Thursday, which we did lose, but it's okay, guys. It's all right. My happiness is a little dwindling, though, because we have 6 games left. The Caps do, because we're not going to the playoffs, but we'll talk about that later. But we have 6 games left, and I'm just sad. I'm sad, guys. I'm
sad that it's ending.
That's what happens this time of year.
I know. But at least we have baseball, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's true.
It'll be okay.
Very happy that baseball is back. It'll be one of our more talked about segments later today. And Trey's got the Sharks jersey, and I got the Yankees jersey on. Emma has some surprise jerseys coming on the way. Very top-notch jerseys, if I do say so myself. And relating to the schoolwork, guys, I've also kind of done the same thing as you. Said I was going to do work and haven't really done it. I went to the Knicks game last night for WFUV, which was really fun. And then I got the Yankees game today as a fan with a couple of my friends from home. So excited for that one, and excited to see so far what has been the best team in baseball. Played today.
Oh my God!
Like 6
All
games.
right, all right, pipe down. Oh my God!
I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, it's been a good start, and I'm really excited. And obviously, hockey and basketball coming to an end, but I don't know. It feels like the weather starting to get a lot better. Some 70-degree weather, which
is great.
It's
a sigh of relief.
I missed that.
I threw on a sweatshirt to come here today, and I immediately had to take it off because I was like, it's just so. It's so gorgeous outside.
Yeah. I was checking the weather today because I was like, how do I want to address today, obviously? Because, it's going to be 60 degrees and 60 to 70 degrees when we're leaving for the game, taking the Metro North down to Yankee Stadium. But, you got to factor in, the 8th inning and the 9th inning. It's going to be 50 degrees.
It's going to get colder.
I got to ask you guys, what do you think I should be wearing? Should I be wearing sweatpants today, shorts going to the game?
Honestly, I know it, sucks to carry stuff. But, actually, no, I'm going to say it this way. This is how you play it. You wear just your jersey, short sleeves. You wear shorts. And then when it gets to the 8th or 9th inning and you're, about to go home, you text your parents and you say, I'm like really cold. Can I like buy a sweatshirt, please? I'm like freezing. I'm shaking. And then you get a free Yankee sweatshirt.
I thought you were gonna say like tell them like come bring a sweater to the stadium. Like my mom is
No.
currently on the Caribbean islands right now,
No,
so.
no.
That's
Be like,
nice.
be like, I need a sweatshirt. I'm shaking. Like I'm shivering so bad.
Well, I got work all day on Monday, so I might as well just like I could just get a sweater and then just like work it off on Monday. You know,
Exactly.
be really nice to people, get some good tips going.
Exactly.
And then,
Exactly.
I basically pay for the jersey, so it's like I basically got the jersey for free if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So like,
Okay. That's not
if
bad-
you
not a
really
bad
think
idea.
about it,
if I really think about it, but
and then you have an excuse to yourself
yeah.
and to your parents about
And
why you
know
got
what the thing
this.
is?
like-
I don't have a good Yankee sweater too,
Exactly.
so I might have to do it.
Yeah. I think that this is your plan. I think that this is your path.
Hopefully
I-
your parents are listening right
I
now.
didn't think about this one, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that one, but you know, I could just make it up on Monday.
That's how I got the majority of my Mets sweatshirts. Was okay, but that was not like on purpose. That was just poor planning on my part.
Oh.
There was one game that I went to where I was wearing like a long sleeve shirt and then a rain jacket, but it was like raining and freezing, and I didn't really factor in the freezing rain account of it. And thankfully, my grandmother pulled through and sent me money to buy a sweatshirt.
That's clutch.
But that's how I got like my favorite Mets sweatshirt. So
yeah,
Mm,
but the
yeah.
thing is, I don't want to pay like for an incredibly overpriced sweater. Like, what do you
Right.
think is the max I should pay for if I do end up buying one today?
I mean, you're gonna be paying a lot anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, everything costs so much there. Like,
you might as well get one that you like. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna be paying a lot. This is like so like sacrilegious for me to say. Like this is embarrassing for me to say, but in freshman year, I went to a Yankees game with my friends at the time, and I had to buy a Yankees sweatshirt because it was so cold. And it was like the most basic sweatshirt you could have. I paid like $100. It was
Jesus
awful.
Christ.
So I
Whatever
would just
happened to
get
that
one
sweater?
that you want. It is. I'm thinking about selling it because I only wore it the one time. So I'm thinking about selling it for like $70. Like
I
trying
honestly
to
thought
get
you
some of
were
that
just
money
gonna
back.
throw it into the trash or something.
I might burn it. That might also happen. Like I haven't really decided yet. Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, actually, during the WBC, I was thinking of buying like an Aaron Judge, like the blue USA jersey. And I was like, this thing's $200 though. So I was talking to my boss about it. He's like, I'll give you half of the money, but you have to let me stomp on it for 10 seconds. And I didn't think it was worth it, and I didn't buy it. But I just know, I mean,
No, I feel like you have to like. That's like an honor thing.
I can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do
I
that.
can't do that.
You can't do that. As much as I hate Aaron Judge, and so I get it. But it's about honor.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Yeah.
He's been rage baiting me recently though, like about Aaron Judge, like saying who's better, and he's been saying stuff like Ellie De La Cruz is better and Rafael Devers is better. I'm like, this guy's on another planet right now. I don't even know what he's talking about, but
Yeah. I mean, like I hate Aaron Judge. I'm probably like out of the people that I know, I'm probably like the biggest Aaron Judge hater. Like he's my op.
I'm a Yankees fan. I'm like a Yankees fan. I mean, I'm not a huge baseball guy. I'm a Yankees fan, and I still like Aaron Judge makes me mad.
He makes me
mad.
so. Thank you.
you're
He
a
makes
Yankees
me
fan,
so
but he makes you mad. Like, what
Yeah, 'cause he's like
makes me so
so not
mad.
clutch.
God, he makes me so mad. He also, I talked about this on last one-on-one. It's kind of like my claim to fame, aside from meeting LeBron. But we'll talk about that story. If
LeBron.
you want to hear that story, we'll talk about that again in the NBA segment. I've talked about this like so many times on air. But I got hit by a ball from Aaron Judge when he was in the minors playing for the River Dogs.
Oh,
'cause
so
I'm
that's
a-
where that hate stems
I
from.
actually didn't know that it was him who hit me with the ball until like last summer. I think it was just an internal like innate hatred. Like I hate this
It's been
man.
building.
Like I was born to hate this man
It's
a little
fair,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Easter's tomorrow. Hope you guys have some good plans and excited for a nice 3-hour show of one-on-one.
Well,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. But when we get back, we're going to be talking about March Madness Final Four games today. We'll be giving some of our Final Four picks and how our brackets have been looking. We'll be back with more one-on-one right after this break.
I'm Kurt Sipple, telling you to tune into One on One, New York's longest-running sports call-in show. Catch us live every Saturday on our WFUV Sports YouTube Live from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and later on 90.7 WFUV from 11
And welcome back to One on One, New York's longest running sports call-in show. If you wish to call in, the number is 718-817-2750. Again, the number to call in is 718-817-2750. First segment of the day, we got some March Madness talk, the Final Four games today. First game today, UConn versus Illinois, and then the late game tonight, battle of the one seeds between Arizona and Michigan. Guys, just general thoughts on the Final Four going into today's game?
Yeah, it feels more like tonight is actually who's going to decide who wins the entire thing. Because, I mean, the UConn game is UConn-Illinois is, obviously two great teams who've done very well throughout the whole entire season. In terms, they look a bit shaky, though, but Michigan and Arizona, 2 1 seeds who have been fantastic the whole entire season. Arizona hasn't even lost the game yet. It really does feel like whoever is going to win that game tonight is going to end up going on to win the whole entire thing. I don't know. I don't really see how the winner of either, of UConn or Illinois goes on to beat either of those teams that moves on, but it's going to be a really good game tonight between them.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting that you have, for the Final Four, on one hand you have this really, big game against these 2 1 seeds, and then you have a 2 and a 3 seed playing each other as the other game. I just think that's so interesting. Would you rather have it be, split up?
What do you mean, like a 1 and 2 and then a 1 and 3?
Exactly, yeah.
I think so. I think I would love to see a 1 and a 1 in a final again.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Florida-Houston last year, and that was a really good game, but
yeah.
I honestly think, if I don't really see Illinois playing in a championship game, I think I could see UConn playing in a game to win it all. And I think UConn versus Arizona would be a much better final, just because UConn, pull off the comeback against Duke, and then you have Dan Hurley. They're going for their 3rd title in 4 years, and I feel like they're built for the moment. I feel like they could win it and pull it off against Arizona, but I don't know. This Arizona team is really, really stacked. I mean, they got a lot of players that can score the basketball, so I think it's going to be tough to take down the Wildcats.
It's, with Illinois, I mean, I think really for both games they go either way. I know UConn pretty easily handled Illinois earlier on in the season, but UConn's been kind of rough this tournament, especially last game. Literally no reason they should be here whatsoever. This should be Duke, but someone had to pass the ball for some odd reason. So that's why UConn is here. That's why UConn is here right now.
Seems like it's a soft subject.
Moment of silence for my bracket, please, guys.
Mine's been cooked for 2 weeks.
I know.
Now.
I
had Florida winning the whole thing.
In the Elite Eight, I had every
rough.
single team who was in the Elite Eight. I had in the Elite Eight.
Actually,
no. That's not true. That's not true. When it was at the Elite Eight, all of my teams for the Final Four were still in, and now I'm pretty sure I had Illinois going to the Final Four actually, and I had Michigan and Arizona. I had Duke instead of UConn. So
the top left of the bracket was really solid. I had UConn beating Duke to go to the Final Four. I think the bottom right was also good for me too. I had Michigan and Tennessee, and Michigan beating Tennessee, so that was good. It was the bottom left and the top right that really messed me up.
Yeah.
Because Florida getting bounced in the second round was not good. They were my national championship pick, so I was like, well, the bracket's toasted. And then I had Arkansas going to the Final Four, and then they got crushed by Arizona, and that kind of showed me how good of a squad that Arizona has. But I think, Michigan's going to be a tall task. They've been great all season. Played a really good game against Tennessee where it wasn't even close, but I don't know, this UConn team, it's really shouting at me for some reason. I was between either them or Florida as my national championship pick, and now I'm kind of thinking back on that one that I should have picked UConn because they really are built for the moment. They have a much better team than last year.
I, kind of shot myself in the foot because every year I've made a bracket, I've picked UConn, basically, as a champion. And this is the year I switch it up. Guys.
So did you go 3 straight years with them and then hit them on the back-to-back and then went last year with them as well, or no?
I'm trying to remember.
They were like an AT last year. So.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm pretty sure I still had them winning last year.
Faithful.
No, I have no connection to Connecticut. Literally no connection except that
they're just great at basketball.
Yeah, well, in
they're hard not to pick.
In was it freshman or sophomore year? I got a pair of UConn pajama pants. I think it was freshman year because then I guess it was 2 years in a row.
You
that
just
I
have
picked them.
these stories deep down to really just stem the rest of.
They really
your
do. It's like a domino effect. I'm like I got a random pair of UConn pajama pants and now I'm like a UConn fan. Yay! like so random. But I also feel like the Final Four, it's actually really good for me this year because the only bad thing is Duke not being in it. But obviously UConn just told that story. Illinois, my family's from Illinois, and then my mom's side of the family's from Illinois. My dad's side of the family's from Michigan. My cousin actually goes to UMich. So I'm like, a UMich Illinois final game would feed my family.
So any
that'd be
it
crazy.
literally would.
Literally would feed my family.
No,
guys,
I
please.
got a question for both of you guys. So, usually I know how obviously the league, NCAA they probably love this Final Four. You got 2 Big Ten schools, UConn and then Illinois. That's some crazy viewership that's about to get drawn in. But do you guys prefer a Final Four that looks like this with 4 big name schools, or do you kind of prefer more of something like last year where there was a couple of, not so familiar faces that were around?
I prefer getting the best teams possible. If it's one season, yeah, you're gonna have a good Final Four. Last year's Final Four was good. Florida and Auburn, they played a really good game in the Final Four, and then Duke and Houston came down to the wire, and then the national championship also came down to the wire. So getting the 4-1 seeds, it was a really good Final Four. I think it just depends. If you get some of those not well-known teams, I think it just depends if they can play ball in the Final Four. That's the only thing. I just want. I'm not really a big avid fan of any of these programs. This just really comes down to my winner and my bracket. So just seeing a good Final Four, I guess that's what matters for me.
Okay.
So true. I will say we have. I actually don't know. Oh, it's Gabby. I think Gabby Price is in first in our WFUV March Madness. Gabby, and then I'm not really sure.
Who did
who's
she
in
pick? Does it say?
UMich.
Okay.
But the person who's in second picked Houston. I don't know who it is because it doesn't say their name. But they picked Houston, and then I'm in third.
Look at that.
Even
Can you check where I am?
Yeah, I can.
I think my
Ball-
name's
what a
Jack
ball
Golke.
knower.
Okay.
I
sure.
did Jack Golke, yeah.
Jack Golke.
Oh yeah, you're in seventh.
Seventh.
That's not that
yeah,
bad.
That's not bad. I think it's
There's
top left, bottom right.
20.
Help me
There's
out.
25, 26 people. Because the 26th person didn't make a bracket, so there's 25.
Mm.
So 7 out of 25 is pretty good. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Just I
Um.
should have picked UConn.
So now I guess I'm hoping for Illinois or UConn to or honestly no, I don't know if I want Arizona to beat them because then everybody who picked Arizona goes above me. So
Yeah, that's
I'm
the only
hoping
thing.
I'm hoping for Illinois, or UConn because then hopefully,
To win the whole thing.
yeah, UMich, and then Illinois or UConn because then maybe that'll push me up to first.
I can't wait
Sorry
for
guys, not preying on your downfall.
I
I'm
can't wait
sorry.
for UConn to win the national championship on Monday, and Emma Leonardi is gonna post on her story been here since day one. Let's go! UConn wins the national.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and then it's and then everybody's pulling up the pictures of my brackets where I picked Duke. Guys, I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm never now. I guess I have to be a UConn fan until
yeah,
I die.
yeah,
Because-
they beat your team. So
Yeah, I know.
yeah, you have to.
I know. Well, okay. To be fair, I only picked Duke to win because because they actually had more of a shot than UConn this year. I felt so logically that made sense. Obviously that didn't pan out. But also because one of my best friends, Victoria Ross,
Yep.
is a Duke fan. We both know Tori. She was at Fordham. She was my roommate last year. She transferred to Rutgers, sadly, but her and her mom are big Duke fans. So I was like, you know what?
Also
You know
a great
what?
baller too in general.
Oh my God, great baller! Shout out Tori. But yeah, I think I said this on air last week too. I shouted out Tori and her mom Angela. Shout out. But anyway, but yeah, that's kind of the only reason I picked them.
No, I don't know. I like UConn. I mean, you see the thing with like Michigan and Michigan, Duke, and even just a lot of these other schools is just that they have so many sports programs that are great already, and you kind of just get sick and tired of seeing them and the spotlight for every single sport all the time. I know Michigan has a great football team. I know they have a great basketball team. I'm tired of hearing about them. UConn obviously one of the most storied. I think they might be they might be the best program in college history. Honestly, UConn.
One of the more recent successful as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
well, also with like the women's team.
I say the,
as well.
the women's
yeah.
and the guys team. I mean, actually, when I think of UConn basketball, I think of the women's side.
I
more.
do too.
Like,
Although
I
the
do
women's
too.
side did lose last night to
Yes,
South
they
Carolina.
did.
So
Guys, this is like
That was
so sad.
unfortunate.
This
I
is
mean,
all so sad.
I just think of like just because of like of Paige because of Paige from a few years ago. Like, I mean, she was like, I don't know, she was like the name before like Caitlin Clark was around, and when she went to
Yeah.
went to UConn, I was like, I think she's kind of she was the face of women's basketball for a bit, so that's why I always kind of associated when I heard basketball of UConn, women's basketball.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like it's kind of nice that UConn just has that one niche that they like fill in really, really good, and they're just absurd at basketball. So I think I would like to see them win, honestly. Even though I know people like probably get pretty sick and tired of it, but like I don't know, they deserve it. They're a school that kind of just runs the basketball show. They don't really do anything else, but like damn, they're good at basketball.
No, go ahead.
They kind of remind me of the Patriots in a sense. Like you just have like a team that nobody likes, especially with Dan Hurley.
Yeah.
Nobody likes him as a coach. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw what he did with the ref right after they won against Duke, where he goes up and he's like making eye contact. Like everyone's like giving him heat for that. So I feel like they're like this villain in a sense. But I don't know. I think
I completely disagree.
I disagree too. I think UConn.
Yeah.
Like, what's
Well,
wrong with
no.
UConn?
I feel like UConn's like the people's princess, and then Duke is like the villain.
Yeah, I see that. But
You know
like
what
Duke
I'm
just
saying?
can't win. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because
well,
Duke always has all these 5 stars and 4 stars. Like they just get crazy talent over there.
They really
just
do.
never
But
get
like
the
Dan
job
Hurley
done.
just like toughens up his team. Like I don't know if you guys saw like those videos like where he's like making them run everywhere, and like that kind of coach like can really bring a team to a national championship. I mean, he did it twice. He did it as a 5 seed
yeah.
a couple years ago, and then they had one of the more dominant runs the year after, and then last year they almost took down Florida, and then
Yeah.
this year they took down Duke. And now
Do you think? I mean, now that they're out, I guess we can like talk about like what they could have done differently. Do you think? I mean, obviously this wasn't like their choice; it was kind of more his choice. But do you think if Cooper Flagg stayed an extra year, they would have?
I was
won?
actually just about to say something about this.
Yeah.
So I think the problem with Duke is that they're so reliant on one and done talents that they never actually form like
A
They
really
never build a
never
team.
build
well-built
a
roster,
team.
like a
Yes.
good
They
starting
just,
five.
They just have like a bunch of very obviously to play at Duke, so they're all very solid players, but they're so reliant every year of switching up the chemistry because they get the best player in the class and then they change every single year. And I still think it's exactly a winning formula. It's more like Duke's like a feeder school to the NBA than it is
Yeah.
actually focused
Yeah.
about winning a championship.
Well, and college basketball is already so difficult because you're not on the team for that long, and like there's constantly guys rotating in and out. So I feel like it's hard to build that like team sense.
Yeah.
And like I feel like that would be even harder for a school that's like that.
And if you look at like this Duke team and like the talent they've had the past couple years, if all those guys like stayed a full 4 years, I forgot exactly what the roster is, but I mean, obviously you have the Boozer brothers, and then you have
Yeah.
Cooper Flagg, and then Jared McCain,
And
as
Con
well.
Nickel too.
Con Nipple. I forgot about him too. Like this is a very well built roster, but it's just the fact that Duke is really they have these one and done guys that produce a lot in their first year, and then heavily favored to win the national championship, but because they don't have
and they never win.
a good enough roster and good enough support to that one player,
Yeah.
they don't end up winning it, and it's bye to that player. They go right
Yeah.
to the NBA, usually a very
Yeah.
high draft pick like Cooper Flagg.
Do we think Cam Boozer's going to the NBA?
This year.
Yeah.
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 He's got to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even if maybe the stock might be hurt a little bit, like whatever,
Yeah.
you still get picked in the top 3 or top 4. You can still get picked at number 1. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I know there's more in NBA for later on. I think the Bandsa should be the number 1, but like still, like, I don't know. I think he's still absolutely going in top 3 or 4. Just one game won't really do much, honestly. To hurt
Well, it was
him.
so close too.
Yeah,
It was so close.
And like I said earlier, they just won off of just stupidness. Like they
Yeah.
lost off of stupidness. So
And it
like,
was a crazy 3. That one was from
Yeah.
all the way
That
from the
was-
logo.
that
That is nuts. I can't believe he
yeah.
like you get the play, but like there was 5 seconds left on the clock. Like you imagine what's rushing through
Yeah.
Mullins' head as he's got the ball, and
Oh my god.
and then just like 3 seconds he's like, all right, I guess I'll just chuck up a 3, and then he swishes it. Like it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, that will be talked about for so many years.
Oh
to
my
come.
gosh.
There's sorry.
No, sorry. My mom, who doesn't even watch like pro ball, like was like, Emma, did you see that 3? That was like crazy. I was like, yes, Mom. Like, I was like, it also ruined my bracket. So, sore subject. But, yeah, I mean, it was beautiful.
The March
was
Madness has been in my
Mad?
dorm room incomplete. It has been mad. Yeah, it has been mad. But I have one of my roommates who literally just sits home and just watches March Madness all day. And,
That's beautiful.
And so I just
That's the lifestyle.
I just
That is the
get home.
lifestyle.
you don't see him for the whole month of March.
Yeah, I just get back and I see some game going on, and because of that, I've seen so many, like the Kentucky one that happened against Santa.
I had Santa Clara
Clara
to win that game too.
That
I was
was-
leaving.
Yeah.
I was leaving class. I was like trying to speak with the professor. I was like, "Get me out of class. I need to see the ending of this
That
game."
was insane. Like,
Yeah.
just actually insane. Like, there's been so many crazy buzzer beaters this year. Like, I can't lie. Like, that is the one thing. Like, I don't think basketball is a one-game sport. I don't think it's like a one-game playoff sport. Not at all. 7 games. You can't do that with
No.
college basketball though. So
Yeah.
I'm always not the biggest fan of March Madness because of that. But like, I can't lie. It really does make those crazy moments that will forever be remembered.
That really
So
makes it mad.
it-
Sorry.
it just really has like those moments that
Yeah.
will be on those YouTube compilations in 10 years and
Yeah.
top 10 craziest March Madness highlights ever. Like, just it makes up for it. So I don't really agree with the one and done game format. It works in a sense.
Yeah. Well, we got the final 4 games today. UConn and Illinois starting us off at 6 o'clock, and then just before 9, Michigan and Arizona tipping off. The national championship is on Monday, and that's going to do it for our March Madness talk. When we get back from break, we got Yankees and Mets segment. Emma, a Mets fan. I'm a Yankees fan. Trey is also a Yankees fan, so it should be a nice, very, very nice heated segment between us. But that'll be right after this break.
Hey, what's up? It's Owen Kelty, one of WFUV Sports' New York Knicks beat reporters. Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks look to dominate the East and bring a championship back to New York. Keep up all season long on my X account at Owen Kelty for all the highs and lows of New York Knicks basketball. WFUV Sports is your home for all things Knicks.
Hey Devils fans, Tucker Austin here from WFUV Sports, one of your New Jersey Devils beat reporters for the 2025-26 season. From Hughes Brothers Havoc to Heischer hat tricks and Markstrom masterclasses, I'll have you covered live from the Prudential Center for all things Jersey hockey. Follow me on X at @taustin_24, where I'll have live game updates, analysis, and post-game coverage all season long as the Black and Red look to bring Lord Stanley back to the Rock. WFUV Sports is your home for everything New Jersey Devils.
And we welcome you back to One-on-One, New York's longest-running sports call-in show. Anthony Smith joined by Emma Leonardi and Trey Rodriguez. If you wish to call in, the number to call in is 718-817-2750. Again, 718-817-2750. We've got some Yankees and Mets discussion as opening day kicked off last week. Mets sit at 4-4 so far. Yankees at 6-1. And I'll just get some general thoughts from you guys. We'll start off with the Yankees. I mean, Trey and Emma, what have you guys liked or maybe disliked from this Yankees team throughout these first 7 games?
Yeah, I've liked how, I think like when you look at some other records around the league that are doing pretty well right now, I think of the Marlins who are also 5-1. They've gone, they're 5-1, but they've gone against some like awful teams to get to that point. the nice thing about the Yankees is that they already feel battle tested, which I like a lot from them. They're 5-1, had that one loss, so whatever. And their pitching is doing great right now. And I think something else that really stands is that Aaron Judge isn't even really doing all too hot right now, and they're still winning games. So just imagine what it's going to be like when he finally gets out of his when he gets out of his World Baseball Classic kind of mood and actually gets back to playing baseball again.
Yeah.
So I can imagine how great this team is going to be really, really soon when he just gets back into it. But I don't know, this team's looking fantastic right now. Ben Rice, next up and coming stud, is just looking great. So yeah, I mean, 6 games into the season for baseball, you can't say if they're the best team in the league or not by now. But they might not be the best team, but they are up there for sure. They're up there.
Yeah. I hate how good they're doing. I will say though, Anthony, hold your horses a little bit, because last season the Mets were in a very similar spot where they were doing really good at the beginning of the season.
Did they start off 6-1?
I'm actually not positive. They might have. They were doing really well.
Was the pitching
though.
as good though?
Probably not. It's the Mets. But I will say, to your point about the Marlins, Trey, I think it'll be really interesting to see what happens in the rest of the Marlins-Yankees series this weekend, just because the Yankees did beat the Marlins yesterday 8-2.
Yeah.
So they have a game today, and then they have a game tomorrow, and I think that those two games are going to be telling of how the Yankees can do, especially like the Marlins have been playing some not as great teams, but they also seem to have been playing decently at least.
They're still professional teams, 5-1
exactly.
is still good.
5-1 is still
anything
good.
can happen in baseball as well.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Yeah, but I think it'll be really interesting. I'm interested to see if they choke or not.
I mean, I think the Yankees kind of, I don't want to say exposed the Marlins, but the Marlins, I think it was the Rockies and the White Sox they played throughout those first two series, and the Yankees, they played the Giants, who are, they're a developing team, I would say, and then the Mariners, who just played in the ALCS last year.
Yeah.
And that was a tight contest. And then the one game that the Yankees did lose, it was a 2-1 game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Yankees team, the pitching obviously has been magnificent. The starting pitching specifically, I mean, Max Fried and Cam Schroeder have yet to give up a run. Bullpen has been solid, and the other starters as well in the lineup, Will Warren, as well as Ryan Weathers, who makes his second start today, and he's going against his former team. I mean, the starting rotation has been excellent, and you still have Luis Gil back in AAA, and then if Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon eventually going to make their return back to the rotation, and in October,
what's it going to be like when they come back?
Yeah, the only thing that's concerning with Garrett Cole is you haven't seen him pitch in a year.
Yeah.
And then Carlos Rodon, I mean, his last appearance was in October, so it's not as much concern. But this question kind of comes up in my head, and I'll pass it along to you guys. Max Fried obviously has been terrific throughout his first year with the Yanks, and now throughout these first two starts. Do you guys think that when Garrett Cole returns, it's his pitching staff and he's going to be the ace, or you think Max Fried is going into Game 1?
That's a really good question. That's a really good question.
Well, I think when he returns, you obviously have to ease people back into it. But I mean, I still think they're probably. I still think they're probably going to give Cole the nod eventually. It's just you can't really have someone that's just that big of a superstar and then have him not be the ace, even if he is injured for a long time. Unless, who knows, maybe in his warm up games, maybe his dipping his toes back into the water, doesn't really look too hot at all. But I still think you have to give the nod to him, even if any other player is doing fantastic at the time. But I mean, I don't know, maybe someone can have a really killer season, and then kind of knock him off from there. But it's just, I do think once someone comes back, especially at the level of Cole, you have to give him that spot.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool. I think that it should be necessarily? No, I would go with who's doing better at the moment.
Yeah, but you don't pay someone all that money.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
such a I don't know. Baseball is such a also internally political thing where it's if you have a superstar and you're paying him that much money, you're gonna give him that spot. But I would go more on logic, and I wouldn't mess up a good thing if it's happening.
I would too, but
it's just not gonna happen.
I mean, this point also kind of pops up in my head. I mean, it also depends on how Max Fried does throughout the rest of the season. At the point right now, you would obviously name him the Cy Young within the first week.
Yeah.
But he's not. There's no chance he's gonna keep up this same thing where he's giving up no runs every game throughout the whole season. So I guess it depends on how he does throughout the rest of the regular season. But I mean, another thing is obviously I just mentioned Cam Schlittler. I mean, if he's still putting up these same type of numbers and you have this 1-2 punch in Fried and Schlittler, you could see possibly Cole getting moved down maybe in a 3. But that could be a possibly a smarter move for the Yanks, because if you think about it, like playing an ALDS, and if they have the first 2 at home, you go Fried, Schlittler, and then you go Game 3 Cole on the road.
Yeah.
So maybe just getting that experience there. I mean, that's just an idea that possibly the Yankees could pursue.
I saw something with Schlittler today, and that was that he has like basically identical stats in the first 18 games to Paul Skeens, and like that's like I mean, obviously I don't think he's no generational Paul Skeens kind of player, but that's just a great start to the career. That's a great start to the career for him, and that's like, it's kind of incredible how good the Yankees pitching staff is right now, because when you have these two younger guys who are absolutely just killing it out there, and then in the future you're gonna be getting back your old veteran superstar who's gonna come and help you out even more. Like, just it really makes Yankees fans excited for the future that they have.
Yeah.
Just everything just looks good for them. There's doesn't really seem to be a weakness right now, honestly.
Yeah. No, there doesn't, unfortunately.
Honestly, I would say like the only weakness with the team, just because the pitching has been so good, I'd say the offense. I mean, Judge obviously hasn't been to the best start, but usually, besides last season, most of his seasons he's not off to the greatest start. So I'm not worried about that. And he hit a home run yesterday, and he had a good game yesterday. Had like 2 hits and a stolen base actually. So I think he'll definitely
5 stolen bases yesterday to Yankees.
Really? Yeah. So I think this is a new identity for the Yankees team with Caballero as well. So like they kind of get those stolen bases up there. Obviously you have Jazz already. And I think just the offense need to improve. So I think Stanton's been off to a great start as well. Obviously Ben Rice too. I think maybe just need some improvement on the bottom half of the lineup. McMahon has struggled offensively, Wells as well, and then Grisham at the top half of the lineup. So definitely some hitting pieces that could possibly be acquired to make this team even better going down the road.
Yeah, totally.
But so the Yankees off to a 6-1 start. They conclude the series today against the Marlins. I'll actually be at them, as I mentioned, with a couple of my friends for home, and then tomorrow I'll be at the game as well, this time for WFUV Sports. So make sure to follow Anthony Smith _07 at X for live game updates of Yankees and Marlins tomorrow as they close out this 3-game series. But we'll switch it over to the Mets now. Emma's very excited to talk about her New York team. Off to a 4-4 start. Emma, I'll pass it over to you first. Just general thoughts on what's going down in Queens so far.
So they started out the season against the Pirates, and they had that 11-7 game that we talked about on one-on-one last week, where we just talked about how Paul Skeens got taken out. Such a beautiful moment for me to watch. I was like,
you hate Paul Skeens too?
It's not that I hate him. I just thought it was really funny. Like, I'm sitting there on my couch watching this first game of the season, and Paul Skeens gets taken out almost immediately.
Especially after like how good he did in the WBC, and then he just gets obliterated by his Mets lineup.
I know. I will say, to his credit, like we were talking last week about it, like they definitely pulled. Like, was he doing a good job? No. Was he doing the job that he should have been doing? No. But also, they kind of like pulled him, I think, more so that his stats wouldn't be as obliterated so early in the season.
Yeah.
Like, they were already doing so bad because he was like not performing that well. So like, I don't think it's necessarily like an embarrassing thing. Like, did I laugh about it? Yes, I did, but it's okay. But they ended up winning that series. They won 2 of the games, lost one of them, but they only lost it by 1. So kind of like, it's fine. Then we had the Cardinals, which we lost that series. We lost 2-1, so we won the first game 4-2, and then we didn't get any runs in the second game.
It's brutal.
It's the Mets though. It's the Mets, and the other shoe had to drop at some point. We had to be doing really poorly. It was inevitable. And then we had the 2-1 game on Wednesday on April Fool's, where it seems like Francisco Lindor played his own April Fool's joke on all of us.
I had that written down.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
I was like, on the spot, I'm realizing that it was on April Fool's, and I was like, wait, hold on.
What happened? He didn't the double play wasn't turning. He thought there was one out, and there was another instance where he did something, right?
So basically, yes. So in the first inning, there was only one out, and then, he caught a ball and he went and he tagged the player on second. But then he goes. You can see him. He goes to go to the dugout,
Yeah.
as if it's.
And I think
over.
he slightly trottled his way down to second base. He took his sweet time, right?
Yeah, because he was like, oh, okay, it's the last out of the inning, whatever, it's fine, I totally got this. Instead of doing the double play to get the runner out on first. I can't remember who it was. Yeah, and that was the first inning.
Doing all that 6 games in is
Oh my gosh.
kind of insane.
Doing all that 6 games in, it's the first inning of that game. He's one of our best players, and I'm also wearing his jersey. I'm just kind of what are you doing? Can we lock in a little bit here, please?
Yeah.
Can we lock in? And then in the 6th inning, I believe he got picked off.
Oh yes, it was picked off at first.
Yeah, it was
and,
embarrassing.
it wasn't
He
even a diamond
stood
come
there.
back to the bag,
He
yeah.
literally stood there and lets himself get.
I mean, he just knew he was out. He was caught off guard, I guess.
Yeah.
He's just not locked in at
Yeah.
all. There's that
dialed.
mental
Yeah.
check-in.
Yeah.
Is just kind of gone.
I
Could be
will.
a long 162 if it
Yeah.
continues.
Okay.
I'm not saying for you. I'm just saying for Lindor specifically.
Well, for me too, because he's my favorite player on the
Oh, okay,
team.
well
So I'm
then.
kind of I can't watch this. Oh my gosh. No, but he to his credit, there was a post game interview posted somewhere, and he took full responsibility. Was fully yeah, this is on me. I got to do better or whatever. So, hopefully that was also a little bit of a reality check. Hey, you got to lock in. You can't be unlocked.
Unlocked.
You can't be unlocked.
You can't be unlocked.
You can't be unlocked. And then, so we're playing the Giants for 4 games instead of 3. We lost the first one 7-2. It's embarrassing. I was at the Caps game where we lost 7-3. So, it was just a great night for Emma. I was wow, this is really such a great day. But then
7-3.
oh my
Brutal.
God. We'll talk about that later. That was we'll talk about that later. But then we won 10-3 yesterday. I was actually watching that game. It's been a weird, my mom and I were talking about this. A lot of the games at the so far have been day games or games that I've been oddly had other things to do during the time that the game was going on.
Mhm.
So it's just been a weird, it's been kind of sad because I'm
another thing that's weird to me is that you guys had that home opener series against the Pirates, and then you went on the road. Usually I feel teams would have back-to-back home series, then you do the 2 road series, but they went.
Yeah, no, they
did,
went
3 games at home
immediately.
against the Pirates, and then immediately on the road for a 7-game stand. And another thing I'll point out, despite some of these, games where the Mets scored double-digit runs, obviously opening day and yesterday
They're very
against
on and off.
the Giants, it's
yeah.
lengthy games where it's three runs combined, and it's going into extra innings. I know that second game against the Pirates, that was a long game. It felt like nobody wanted to win that. I was actually watching that. I was at work, and my boss is a Mets fan, so we were watching that one.
Yeah.
And there was some mixed emotions from him.
Yeah, I
And
think it
then-
went to 11. It went to 11. Yeah.
And then there was another one the other day I just saw. I think that was the one where the pop fly went into right field against St. Louis.
Yeah.
I think that was an extra inning game. If,
Yeah.
um,
No,
remember correctly.
they've been very as Trey just said, very on and off. I
Yeah.
feel not even just in terms of games, but also in terms of innings. You'll go an inning and
Mhm.
you'll score 5 runs, and then you'll do nothing for several
It's not
innings.
on and off.
and,
It's feast or famine.
yeah, literally. It's really. I'm can we get some more consistency because
Yeah.
I can't do this. My
I feel like the Mets always do this, so.
Oh yes, they do.
And I think
Yeah.
the thing with this Mets team too is you look at this lineup and this pitching rotation. It's a completely different team with different expectations.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
you're rolling into a lineup now. You have Luis Robert and Marcus Semien, and you got
Yeah.
Lindor and Soto still there, but there's still a lot of different guys in the lineup. Jorge Polanco as well, and then the pitching rotation with Freddie Peralta leading the way. So I think it's just a very different look Mets team that's just still trying to, think about what team they're going to be going down the road and
Yeah.
just trying to build that chemistry.
Hey,
Yeah.
what about Juan Soto though with the basketball injury, the tight calf?
I-
You think he's out for the season?
Uh-oh.
No. Like, he's got to be okay. He's got to be back tonight, if not like tomorrow night. Like, he's got to be back. I'm calf tightness.
Yeah.
We're sitting on the couch and like last night, and my mom's watching the game with me, and I'm like we're just like, you know, listening. And I'm also like, I'm working on this crochet project where I'm crocheting like a baseball jersey. It's a long story, but anyway, so I'm like crocheting, and so I'm like listening and crocheting. My mom's like watching, and they say the announcers were kind of like droning on and on, but then they say something about Juan Soto leaving, and my mom goes, "Did they just say that he left the game?" Meanwhile, it's the second inning, and we're just like, we're like, what? So we rewind, we listen like through, and they're like, yeah, he just left the game after his after running the bases during the first inning because of calf tightness, and he's not gonna return tonight. What?
Yeah.
We're paying you
insane.
how much money, and you're leaving the game for calf tightness? What is that? Stretch. What? Like,
You're a rough 162.
what?
Yeah,
like,
rough 162.
oh
two,
my
two,
gosh.
Two players with rough 162s.
Well,
jeez.
literally, like, our top like players, like the leaders of our team,
Yeah.
like, and oh
and
my
they're doing
god,
all this already. Like,
oh my god.
Jesus.
But maybe if they get it, like, if they just get it done with
Get it out of the
now,
way.
get it out of the way, get the nonsense out of the way, we can move on to a bigger and brighter future. I will shout out my best friend, Helena Wolfeichter, who is the biggest Mets fan I know. And she told me, she was like, I need to up my like Lexapro dosage for this season because my anxiety cannot handle it. Like, I love her so much, but I'm like, I feel the same way. My anxiety is not gonna be able to handle this.
Definitely a lot of close games that have you biting your nails a little bit too throughout these
Oh yeah,
first 8. But
yeah,
Emma, just one last point for this Mets team. Like, anything in particular that maybe you want to see on the pitching side, the offensive side, that needs to be improved?
I remember. I think he's gotten a little bit better. I remember the first game. It was Freddie Peralta pitching, and I was just like, "What are you doing? Like, you should be better than this." So
Come on, do something.
Hoping that, yeah, literally, hoping that he, steps into his role a little bit more on this team.
Yeah.
I know there are a lot of new Mets, so hoping that they kind of like find their groove. Yeah, just hoping that everybody starts to mesh better than they have been, I feel like, and that our pitching is a little bit more consistent. Yeah.
Well, the Mets, they finish a 2-game series on the road against the Giants. Oh, sorry, 4-game series. They got 2 games left in that series tonight, 9 o'clock. An actual night game this time, as Emma was mentioning earlier, and then tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and they'll be back in Queens on Tuesday to face another West team in the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's going to do it for this segment of Yankees and Mets, but we got some more. Emma will be coming the way. We're going to be talking about the rest of the league and how they've been shaping up throughout this first week of baseball, and we'll be right back after this break.
It's WFUV New York, public media from Fordham University. Come for the music, stay for the community. Listen at 90.7 FM or at WFUV.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to One on One, New York's longest-running sports call-in show. Anthony Smith, alongside Trey Rodriguez and Emma Leonardi. If you wish to call in to today's show, the number is 718-817-2750. Again, the number to call in, 718-817-2750. Travis behind the boards over there is dying to answer the phone. But we talked a little bit about the Yankees and the Mets. We'll switch it over to the rest of the league now. I guess we'll start off with the two World Series teams from last year, Blue Jays and the Dodgers. Blue Jays, a little bit of a rocky start as they lost to both the Rockies and the White Sox. And then the Dodgers off to
beautiful.
what would be almost a normal start. I guess I'll toss it over to Emma first. I mean, the Blue Jays struggling against some of these weaker teams to start off the season.
Yeah, I mean, again, like as I said, I feel like you kind of like baseball's like the baseball season's just so long and there's so many games that you play that it's kind of hard to immediately rule a team out just because they're doing really bad at the start when they were just really good. I will say, like, I feel like Blue Jays fans, like, you know, they can chill out a little. Like, they don't need to be winning all these games at the start. They don't even need to like do really well this season because like they were doing so well last year. You already kind of got fed. You know what I'm saying? Like not completely or anything, but like
they still gotta win.
yeah. So it's like I feel like you can chill out. I want the Dodgers to just have a really bad season.
That's just it's never gonna happen.
I know
unfortunately.
it's not. I feel like I'm missing Edwin Diaz. He went to the Dodgers, and I'm missing.
I
him.
completely forgot he was on that team too.
I missed those trumpets.
I miss those trumpets
Yeah.
at Citi Field.
Those are cool.
I'm gonna go back.
Did you see
and
the
it's just
trumpets
so
at Dodger
sad.
Stadium?
Yeah,
It was like
the
some
actual
they
trumpet
did live.
player.
but
Oh
it was
no,
some
I'm
lady.
pretty sure that I blocked the Dodgers on all of my social media accounts. So I just don't see anything because I don't want to. I'm like I follow along their scores on like the MLB app or whatever, but
Yeah.
I'm like I don't want to see any personality. I just want to know the statistics from them because even that's like triggering.
I think it was like some sort of live trumpets they played for Evan Diaz the first time coming out, but obviously it wasn't Timmy Trumpet himself, so I don't
No.
think that's good as what Queens can do. I just
No,
think
it's not.
you're trying
There's
too
a
much.
couple.
Just play the regular
There's
song.
a couple of mistakes in that.
Just play the regular
lead
song.
up.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Unless you got
Yeah.
Timmy Trumpet himself coming out to do the song, then it's different.
I know.
But
And
no.
and you don't even got Mr. and Mrs. Met pretending to play the trumpets. Like
Yeah.
you're literally lacking.
Correct,
Like
correct me if I'm wrong, but when they did have Timmy Trumpet come out, it was against the Dodgers, I think.
think so.
Yeah.
Think
so I think
so.
they're trying to
Yeah.
follow along there. They're trying to be like the Mets.
They're,
That's the one
they're
time
literally
I'm
trying to be
supporting
like
the
the
Mets
Mets.
here, so.
They're literally trying to be like the Mets. Like they literally want to be us, even though they're better than us. Like whatever, it's fine. I'm like the Dodgers are so triggering to me. I can't do it. I feel like there are more like
I like.
Yankees players, like specific players that I
Yeah.
hate, but then the Dodgers, it's just like the Dodgers.
As a team.
They're like an
It's a
evil.
team.
They're like an evil.
They're
empire.
literally a
Like,
black hole. They're a black hole, and I just I feel like my happiness is getting sucked in.
Yeah, it's just like every single player. Like it's insane. I feel like whenever
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning, like during the off season, it's always just some crazy player goes to the Dodgers, and it's never any other team.
Yeah.
And like, oh my god, it's just insane. That's my problem with the salary cap. I can't stand no salary cap. But like that team is probably one of the grossest teams to ever. Probably no, I mean probably it's the grossest team to ever walk probably a baseball field. And I mean, they're just insane, and
Yeah.
they always draw all the Japanese prospects too. Like everyone wants to go to the Dodgers. You know, you got a whole country that wants to go to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So
The
it's-
rich get richer.
Exactly.
Literally. No, and I'm hoping it doesn't become a thing where it's like, well, I mean, it already is like kind of a thing where the Dodgers are just like the super team, and it's like everybody else trying to like beat them, and
Yeah.
it's never like interesting. I want more balance.
What's up with like California getting these like crazy good teams? Like when you had like, you know, the Warriors when
Yeah.
they had that dynasty forever, and now you got the Dodgers. Like they're always eating. Like,
Genuinely, like, do you think it's like the Hollywood influence?
it has to be.
It
like,
has to be.
even though they get taxed on like half their salary, but still like
Yeah.
it's insane.
It's gotta be like it's gotta have something to do with the Hollywood.
the market's just so huge. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, like I don't know. I've never seen a team really get away with all this. Like the Dodgers have, just creating this absolute super team now going on to win 2 years in a row. Like,
Yeah.
just insane. But honestly, I was looking at the score for the Blue Jays, going back to the Blue Jays with the Rockies. Like, I actually didn't even know it was possible for the Rockies to win a series. Like that's insane. And they just 14-5. That's humiliating. How can you lose to the Rockies like that? That's
But you know what? Good for the Rockies.
great for the Rockies.
Let's focus on that instead, maybe.
Guys, we're not recording. That's what.
What? Give it the heart.
Sorry.
Okay.
Travis was saying something to me.
Okay. I was like, what is going on? Okay. Basically, like, what was I saying? Oh yeah, good for Colorado. Good for Colorado. Let's focus on the positives here. Oh my God, what's his name? I have like a favorite player actually. Brenton Doyle. I
don't like Brenton Doyle because he always used to homer off me and MLB The Show. Like when so like the reason I'd play the Rockies is because like you'd have to like do those moments in Diamond Dynasty, and like every time I play the Rockies, I do it because like they have a good stadium like the hit the home runs on, and we're in a good team.
Yeah.
So like that's why I'd always play him, and this guy Brenton Doyle was always up at like the top of the order, and he'd always be hitting homers off me. I'm like, I just need strikeouts.
The video game player beef is like so real. I have that same thing with Steven Adams in the NBA. Like
there's a couple, like Randall Grichuk was on that team too. Now he's on the Yankees, so like I have to.
I love Brenton Doyle. I love him.
I wouldn't say hate. Hate's a strong word. I'm just like
hate is a strong word. He is a gem of a man.
He's a good player.
He is a gem of a man. His mother is very nice. Actually, fun fact.
How do you even know that?
So last summer I worked at Nats Park, and obviously the Rockies played there. During the series, he's from the area apparently, which I didn't know that. And I found it out because his entire extended family came to the game, like multiple games, and it's so interesting because the families like sit with the fans, so it's like I happen to be working the section with his family in it, and his like mom and his grandma are so nice. He's also like a sweetheart, like gem. Like I love him. I literally love him. Like he's like a niche interest, like niche sports interest, which
we all have them.
Well, also, okay, I will say my niche baseball sports interest is Jacob Young on the Nationals. I love that.
I'm trying to think of mine. I can't think of anybody. Right? Like, does it have to be on your team or
No, not on your team. I mean, I just named 2 players that weren't on my team. So
like mine used to be like Nestor Cortez.
There you go.
But like he was on the Yankees, so that there's that bias, and then he like switched, and then like the whole Dodger Freddie Freeman walk-off World Series thing kind of.
Yeah.
You know.
So I feel like that's not like a niche. I'm talking like niche where it's like.
Oh, I have a niche one. I have an insanely niche one, and you guys never heard of these guys, Joe Rock and Tyler Ivey.
Yeah, I haven't.
Never.
Like you're so right.
I don't know why. My friends, when we played Diamond Dynasty back in the MLB The Show 21, the peak game.
Diamond Dynasty stuff.
Yeah,
here.
wow.
Yeah, great memories.
Joe Rock, I don't know, we just liked his name.
Yeah.
And like he had no photo. And then Tyler Ivey, like he was like a 58 overall, but his picture was him going like this.
Yeah.
So like we were like, who does this guy think he is? Like, so that's why. Like it's literally the name of our group chat. That's
so
what it is.
beautiful.
It's Tyler Ivey. That's the name.
That's so beautiful.
He will never make the majors again. He made like one game and that's it. Like one start. Like Joe Rock, there's a chance. Like he's on the rise. So like if he ever comes like to New York, we're going and like we're cheering on Joe Rock. I don't care if he's on the Rays. Like I don't care. Joe Rock.
Yeah. I have actually a jersey that's not a Mets jersey, and I try to only get jerseys from my team. Or
I
if
have
it's like
Bobby Witt and a Tatis.
There you go. I have a Jacob Young Nationals jersey that I got for my birthday last year because he's literally my niche interest, guys. He's literally my niche interest.
You don't think it's weird though, like if you have a Nationals jersey, like if
you're from
DC.
I'm
Mets
from
fan,
DC.
obviously from DC, so it makes it a little bit better. But like still, it's like kind of your rival, but like you're not seeing them as much because like, I mean, again, they're not like Philly. So.
The thing with the Nats is that like I grew up going to Nats Park even before I was like a big baseball fan. Like I've always I will say like I grew up kind of like more of a Cubs fan, but also my mom is just a baseball fan. And like I come from a baseball family, so we just like watching baseball. So my mom is a Cubs fan, but she says her like second team is the Nationals because obviously we lived there, so she would go to games all the time and like we like, know the park so well. Like the president race. Like, come on. Like, you can't, like, I don't know. The Nationals are more of, like, for me, like, they're less of, like a rival team and more of, like, an institution of my childhood.
I feel the same way. Like,
Yeah.
not baseball related, but, like, I'm staying with the Rangers.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a Sharks fan, but I absolutely love the Rangers.
Yeah.
Like, in my household all the time.
I
as a
feel
kid.
like unpopular opinion, you can have multiple
Totally.
like teams in a sport.
Totally.
And like I have like obviously I'm a Mets first fan, but I feel like after that if like the Mets aren't playing them, like I'm rooting like and I'm watching a Cubs game, I'm rooting for the Cubs. If I'm watching a Nats game and they're not playing the Cubs or the Mets, I'm rooting for the Nats. Like it's kind of like it's just where you're from, and I'm also like from a lot of different like places, I feel like yeah, so it's just so I feel like it's not really a rivalry too, because historically the Nats have not been, I mean obviously they won with Juan Soto and like now we have Juan Soto, but it's not like a rivalry thing. The Nats like ever since I've been in New York as well, like have not been really like a competition, like especially last season they were so bad. Like they were so bad. But I have the Jacob Young jersey because I love him. Like my mom and I like talk about him all the time. And like and again, neither one of us is like primarily a Nats fan. We just like we love him so much.
The Mets come from moving to New York for college?
The Mets come from my best friend Helena.
Okay.
Like fun fact. So I started getting back into baseball when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Right. So like I watched it a ton as a kid, but that was more because I was like forced to by my parents. But I got back into it in high school, and so I'm thinking like, okay, like, you know, me and my best friend are obviously like we're not really gonna go to college together. Like, she is historically. I love you. I'm looking at the camera. Hopefully you'll watch this back. I'm going to text you with the timestamp. I love you very much, but you are not good at texting back. And so my whole thing was, how am I going to like get her to like keep like in constant texting? And we're the type of friends where it's like, because we're like so close, you can go months without like talking or texting. You immediately get back and you're right there. Like, it's not a problem. She's always going to be my best friend.
So you became a Mets fan.
I became a Mets fan to keep in contact with her, and then
great.
I fell in love with the team.
That's
so I'm
great.
kind of like, and like the energy, and I was like, also I'm going to New York for school, so it like makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So.
Okay.
But that's the backstory.
That's a great, that's like better than my excuses for like logos. So.
Yeah. So.
I don't know why I've always had like a liking. Well, I'll start off with the Cubs too. I don't know. I've always liked the Cubs, and then the Padres, and then the Padres kind of grew ever since like my uncle moved out to San Diego. I still have yet to go like see a game down there, but I've always liked Tatis. I feel like he was always an electric player.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just grew to like San Diego a little bit as my second favorite team.
Yeah.
And like I also like San Francisco as well, like the Giants. They got a good ballpark out there as well.
Yeah. I like the Cubs. I mean, they're my minor league baseball team.
The Cubs are a likable team.
Nobody can hate the Cubs.
Nobody can.
You can't hate the Cubs.
You felt so bad for them after they didn't win anything for 100 years, and they eventually won it. But like,
Fun fact: I was at the parade for the Cubs
awesome.
in 2016. Because obviously my mom, like biggest Cubs fan ever. She, I have a picture of her. I was telling this to Tucker Austin. We were talking about baseball, and we were actually having this exact same conversation. Like, how did you become a fan of the team that you're a fan of? Are you a fan of other teams? Like, how does that work? And my mom, I have this picture of her from last season when they like finally got out of the running, and she has this kitchen towel that has like the Cubs on it. It's like a Cubs kitchen towel. It's always up during baseball season.
Yeah.
It's a picture of her like putting it away, and she's like so dejected. And, like, she's like, oh my gosh, and she's like, damn, it's so long until they come back to me. Yeah. So gotta love the Cubs, and I feel like they're also like definition of a people's princess. Like the Cubs. How can you hate the Cubs?
Got a good field and everything.
They got a good field. Yeah, I was at my first baseball game. Was at Wrigley Field when I was 5 weeks old. I
want to go to Wrigley so bad.
Oh my gosh, it's great. It's great.
I mean, kind of piggybacking off like teams we root for. Another team like I have somewhat been rooting for is the Pirates, and just because of Paul Skeens, and now newly joined teammate getting called up is Connor Griffin. Makes his debut the other day, has an RBI in his first at bat.
Yes.
And I mean, I don't know. This Pirates team could possibly make a run. They got like a lot of young talent. That's kind of what you need if you're a struggling team that has been used to scraping the bottom of the barrel these past couple of years, and just kind of get that young talent that can maybe be an X factor to lead you down
Yeah.
the rest of the regular season.
I will say, stat for you. We were talking
Stat
about
of the day.
We were talking about this free show, but I heard this when I was watching the Mets game last night, from the announcers that, obviously you just said Connor Griffin, got a hit in his major league debut. He is the youngest Pirate to get a hit in his major league debut since Bill Mazeroski in 1956. And the scout who signed Connor Griffin, to the Pirates, was Bill Mazeroski's son, Darren, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Like, oh my God. I'm listening to this. I told my mom, I was like, go back. I need to write this down for one-on-one tomorrow. Like, it just blew my mind. And I'm like, I'm not a Pirates fan. I'm like.
It's always so funny how these little fun facts are found.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it's so interesting.
All these random facts. Like, how do you even, like, search some of that?
That's
like,
what
it's
I'm
crazy.
saying.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have never known if, like, they didn't say it, which is
especially with, like,
crazy.
broadcast. And, like, specifically, that's what, obviously, I've been
Yeah.
interested in, like, just getting those, like, notes. And then you look
Yeah.
at, like, the in-depth notes that they give to, like, the media, and you see, like, some of those stats. Like,
Yeah.
how do you find that stuff? It's
I
like,
feel like
curious. I feel like I find stuff in my notes, and then I see, like, more stuff. I'm like, okay, did I not do enough research? Like, it's so hard.
Yeah.
Because you think about, like,
That's
Yeah.
another level,
Everything.
man. That's another
I feel
level.
like that's a big thing that I look for when I'm doing like reporting is like a niche like
Yeah.
random fact that's so interesting because
Yeah.
I feel like I don't care about the Pirates. I don't Connor Griffin's I'm really excited to watch him and see what happens, but I don't care about the Pirates that much.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. But like that's so interesting and that's what gets people to watch and that's just
Now, what do you guys think about his contract or they're going to finalize his contract for all that money for a guy who has played like one game?
I mean, you see that a lot. I think Corbin Carroll got the same thing, and he's been, so far, everything that you expected him to be. I mean, he played in a World Series with the Diamondbacks. So I think you're kind of going along the same thing. I think they're building for the future. The thing is that the thing that concerns me about the Pirates is that they're going to pay money to get this guy, and he's going to be great in the hitting lineup. And then you have Paul Skeens, but obviously there's rumors that Skeens could be traded. I mean, the Yankees did try and trade for him. I imagine the Dodgers won't be quiet about it or anything.
My God, the Dodgers get him.
So
I
that's the only thing that
do it.
concerns me.
Yeah.
Is that, I think he could be a good talent. Obviously, you're still taking the risk, but
Yeah.
if he is what you believe he will be, then you're building a good piece to be in that top half of the lineup. But then the
Yeah.
pitching rotation becomes a question mark if you're considering trading Paul Skeens.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'll swing it back to you guys now. I mean, with the addition of calling Connor Griffin up, I mean, do you think the Pirates right now sitting 4-3, right in the middle of the Central Division in the National League? I mean, do you think this is some sort of spark to maybe get them into a wild card spot? I mean, just could sneak them through.
I'm just really interested to see how like Paul Skeens getting pulled so early in his first game of the season, like first regular season game. How that like affects him mentally.
I think he
Like-
bounced back the next game though.
Yeah. I think he did, but like in the long term,
Yeah.
like how does that affect you? Because like that's such a rough start that like even if you can bounce back, like I'd be having.
I genuinely think he shows no emotion though, so he's probably like, oh.
That's so true.
It's a bad
I'm like,
game. It's alright.
I'm thinking like I would be, like, oh my God, like I'd be
Baseball's-
really in my head
yeah,
about it.
definitely.
But he definitely
It's
is
a
not,
very
yeah.
rough mental sport, baseball.
Oh yeah.
Very rough.
Oh yeah.
Like the first game out of 162, and that happens. But I mean,
Yeah.
he bounced back the next game, and I mean, he seems to be doing fine now. I mean, he really shows no emotion though. But Connor Griffin gets called up to the Pirates, and we'll be definitely following along with that for the rest of the year, seeing if this Pirates team can make a push and possibly sneak into a wild card spot, maybe in snatch the division. I mean, who knows? The Central Divisions always seem to be up for grabs, and the Dodgers, as we talked about, off to normal start. I mean, they're more of a postseason team regardless, though. But that's gonna do it for our MLB talk. 1 week of baseball is down. We've got a lot more weeks to go. When we get back, we'll be talking about a sport that is approaching the playoffs in the NBA. We'll talk about a little bit about the Knicks and the Nets in the Big Apple. We'll be back with more one-on-one right after this break.
Hey everyone, it's Lydia Perner.
And Grace McCarran.
And we are two of your hosts for 5 on 3.
WFUV's best, if only, hockey podcast.
With all the storylines in the tri-state area, you won't want to miss an episode.
How will Matthew Schaefer fit in with the Islanders?
And will the Rangers have a bounce-back season under Mike Sullivan?
Finally, will the Devils be able to stay healthy and hit their full potential?
Stick with us all season for all things NHL and Will Cooley updates on WFUV Sports.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex Diaz.
And I'm Mary Hannah Gallagher.
And we're the hosts of All In, a women's sports podcast.
On All In, we discuss everything women's sports, from the WNBA, the AUSL, and NWSL.
No matter the sport, we have you covered.
You can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else you get your podcasts.
All In is a production of WFUV Sports.
And welcome back to One on One, New York's longest running sports call-in show. Anthony Smith alongside Trey Rodriguez to my left, and to my right is Emma Leonardi. If you wish to call in, the number is 718-817-2750. Again, we're dying to hear from you. Number is 718-817-2750. We're switching from the baseball diamond to the NBA hardwood. We'll talk a little bit about the Knicks and Nets before we kick into the rest of the NBA. And that's fighting for the number 1 overall pick. The Knicks have clinched a spot in the postseason, but now it's about determining seeding, and they are coming off a 2-game winning streak. They won last night in a pretty dominant fashion against the Chicago Bulls, and that's just the kind of performances you need to have against those teams towards the bottom of the standings. And I mean, going forward, I don't know if they will get the 2 seed, but it almost feels like this was going to be the Knicks' year, but they're still at the 3 seed, and they're possibly lined up for a second-round matchup against Boston again.
Well, I'll start with this, and there's no more waiting for the Knicks, and there has been no more waiting now for since last year, and this is the best shot they have to make it to a finals. Last year was the best shot they had, and they had to blow it to Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers.
Well, I think there was some dark voodoo magic going on there. That shot in Game 1, I was watching it the other day, and how they came back, that is absurd. I think it was, who was it, Neesmith that knocked down 3 straight threes, but they were all off balance, and Halliburton's that last shot, that was just they did something, man.
But still, this is what frustrates me about the Knicks is that they have all the pieces they need. They traded away 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges for some reason, and then they still are coming up short every time. And this year it has to change. It is the Pistons don't impress me whatsoever. They are no finals winning team. But the things I don't know. I think the East is so weak this year. With the Celtics, obviously, Tatum's just getting back into things. I have no clue the Celtics are still this good because they lost so much in the offseason, but they're still kicking it. And the Pistons, I mean, Cade's all right. Cade's good. He's I don't know. If you want to consider him a superstar, he's probably the worst superstar in the league. And I really think the rest of that starting lineup is so whatever. I mean, the Knicks got a lot of their problems figured out. They had their starting lineup that was always been great, but they got some good solid bench pieces now coming off. They actually have depth on the team, and this is the year that they need to make this work because the team's kind of starting to get up there in age a little bit now. I mean, they're not too old. There's no one on the team that's gonna retire or anything, but almost the whole team's in their prime right now, and some of them are on the end that they're gonna start leaving it. So. This team just has to stop. They had to stop choking in this East when at least make it to the finals. I think it might be really hard. To win the finals.
It's finals or nowhere. I think for the Knicks.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't think any team in the East is gonna win the finals. I think whoever wins the West is gonna win this year. But
I can see the Knicks beating the Spurs because they had a couple matchups this year, and the Knicks have won 2 of those. Mm. The Thunder obviously is the scary team for me, just because they just beat the Knicks the other day, and they're such a well-built team, and they're the best team in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at the West, obviously, like as I said, the West is just so superior to the East. But the thing is, like now Luka, the Luka problem that just arose yesterday, I believe. Was it yesterday or the day before? But big hamstring injury for him, and you hate to see it with him. I love Luka; he's one of my favorite players ever. And something else that's concerning with him with this now too is that he will miss with the 65 game rule. He won't get his awards unless a caveat happens where he missed 2 games back in like December or something because his child was born. So if they get that overturned, then he can actually so qualify for awards. But like, so between that and then just actually the effect on the Lakers for the rest of the season, I mean, a hamstring injury is really bad. Like that is like I don't think people ever really kind of like people say that ACL tears or Achilles or something. No one
it's
mentions
no calf tightness.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry.
No one mentions the hamstring when it comes to sports injuries, and that's a major injury. And when you got an aging LeBron who's just not himself anymore, which is perfectly fine, and then you can't rely on Austin Reeves to carry you through a playoff scenario, especially when right now that's against the Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves have had the Lakers' number now for the past year. So this is it's not a good looking situation for the Lakers, but yeah, like this whole Western Conference is so stacked. And when you look at this, when you look at the 6th seed, you got the Timberwolves at the 6th seed in the West, and you got the 76ers, the 6th seed. Like those are 2 totally different teams. Like even though their records are kind of close, the Wolves are so much better. The Rockets are so much better than the Hawks. The 2 5th seeds of those respective conferences. I don't know. Like I really don't see a world where the Eastern Conference wins this year. Of course, the Thunder are always going to be dominant, but like, I actually do think the Thunder can be challenged this year as well. I think the Spurs have really come by and surprised me. Wembanyama,
they got a World War team. Imagine if they had Cooper Flag on that team.
Oh my!
They were 1 pick away.
Oh my God!
It'd been disgusting the things that they could have done, but
that draft already was rigged last year.
Yeah.
That would have been even more rigged if it was that.
I'd love to see a Thunder and Spurs Western Conference Finals because they played a couple times this year, and the Spurs have had the Thunder's number throughout this season. So I definitely want to see them in a 7-game series where they're going back and forth. But going back on the Knicks, I think obviously this has got to be the year you make the finals. You make the head coaching switch because you lose in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
So like the expectation is that you make it there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think what's different with this Knicks team that was different than the last team, despite that they had the same record, whatever, as it was mentioned the other day, they had the same record throughout this amount of games, 59 and 26 or whatever it was. They have a good bench, which is something that they didn't have like last year.
Very solid bench.
Very solid.
Honestly.
I mean, Karl Anthony Towns doesn't play last night, and Mitchell Robinson gets the start, and he has a double-double. I think it was 17 points. And Brunson doesn't have his best game in terms of scoring, but Anunoby made 7 threes last night, and he drops 31. And then the rest of the bench can come through. There's a lot of fill-in pieces like Alvarado, who they picked up at the deadline. You have Tyler Kolek, who isn't getting as much playing time, but I mean, I think he could be a spark for this team. So I think it's just about that for the Knicks, if the terms of their rotation going down and just being a versatile team when come the playoffs, especially in a series where they're gonna need it against Boston.
Oh yeah. It's all about, like, I don't know. We see with the starting lineup with the Knicks that any of those guys, maybe besides Josh Hart, could drop 30 on any given night. So you always have that flexibility. Jalen Brunson's not doing too good. Don't worry, you have Karl Anthony Towns. Or if Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson are not doing too good, don't worry, you got OG Anunoby. They're not doing good. You got Mikal Bridges. Yeah. It just keeps on going down. Even Josh Hart can have a 30-point night.
Yeah, Josh
Hart one the other night, I think.
Josh Hart is what we call the Sam G and Grande. He's the glue guy. That's what we call him.
Like, I know. I have my opinions on Josh Hart. I don't think he should be a star. I don't think he's a starter. I think he'd be like the best 6-man in the league. But I think the Knicks would have severely benefited if they actually got a person who could have replaced him in that starting lineup. But still, he is still a very manageable 5th guy, I would say. But like, and kind of going back to what you were saying, they fixed their bench woes. They got Jose Alvarado now, Jordan Clarkson, like just really some solid guys. I mean, even Mitch too. Mitch is awesome. Like like genuinely such a great center. Can't shoot at all, and he's slow, but like, he does such a good job at doing what he does. Always gets those offensive boards. Tyler Kolek's a good, it's not that. Honestly, I thought he was a bit younger than what he was, but like still, like he's that like good like,
I love him.
If Hart's the glue guy, Kolek's the culture guy. For the fan base. So
I love him because he went to Marquette and my mom went to Marquette.
Yeah.
You have so many personal connections
You
with
really
these players.
do.
Wow. Tyler Kolek is probably like I love him. Like he's like my niche like basketball interest. Like I love him. And like I wouldn't even say it's been interesting for me because obviously like I've been getting back into basketball like working with WFUV, but growing up I was a big Heat fan. Because I lived in Miami when it was Braun and Wade and
Glorious King
and Bosch and Chris Bosch. Put some respect on Chris Bosch's name.
I put some respect on his name after the what was it?
Dirk.
His appearance in the Jesse Show.
Oh my
back
god,
in Disney.
I just love him. Like
I think that was him.
He is a very
him,
sweet
yeah.
man because I met actually all of them. When I was little, I met them, which I talked about on last week's one-on-one. I talked a lot about that as well. But like since getting back in, like I've also been like kind of watching the Knicks as well. So like the Heat and the Knicks. So I think that the Knicks is a more interesting team right now.
The Heat are like in just a strange purgatory kind of spot.
They're just like there.
Yeah.
They're just like the Heat's just like there now.
They're always just there. Though, that's the thing.
Yeah, like after Braun left, and they're there.
Yeah, they had a solid Butler run that one year, but that was it, really.
That's true.
This is actually something. Sorry to cut you off.
No, of course.
This is something I think needs a lot of time to be talked about here. It's the MVP conversation because, normally you got Shea and Jokic, and then you got like and then you entertain Doncic at the third spot. 'Cause he'll never win MVP because the media hates him. So
yeah.
But this year, you got. Not only do you have the usual three, but now you also got Wembanyama in there, and now he's actually number one in the MVP ranking. So like we could actually see a change for once. But like I don't know. If I want to hear your guys' thoughts first on this. Like out of all those four guys right now, all superstars and probably the top 4 players in the league, maybe if you say if you don't include Giannis in it right now. Who do you think deserves that the most?
I think you could definitely give it to Wemby. There's definitely a case there. He's led his team to the second best record, I think. Second best record in the NBA. Currently on an 11-game winning streak, and they've gave the Thunder the most problems this season, who is the best team in the NBA. And Wemby's really kind of set this culture differently in San Antonio.
The drum thing at the end of every
the drum
game.
thing. I mean, he was crying after a regular season game. It shows you how much he cares for this program and how much he wants to win. And this whole team is just really. Yeah. The Spurs have really just come from the ground up and have really built around Wemby, and he's been the main part of why they're so successful this season and why they might be successful going down into the postseason.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I think give it to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't really have a controversial opinion on that. I wish I did.
It's a really hard choice for me. Jokic is my favorite player ever. I love him, and I don't think I can say he got it this season just because the Nuggets aren't honestly. The Nuggets are still doing good, but they're not doing great, and that's always something with the NBA is that team standings matter a ton in the MVP race, and so I think that Jokic just can't win this because they're 12 games behind the Thunder, and 10 games behind the Spurs. That's a lot, and he had that one brutal month after coming back from a knee injury.
Yeah.
And now with Doncic kind of going down, I don't really think he's kind of going to be in the running for it either, unfortunately, which sucks. I mean, he's like the leading scorer. I don't know what he has to do to.
And he was having such a good past couple of weeks too. I mean, he was dropping 40 points every
game. He had 100
game.
points in 2 games.
Yeah, it was absurd what he was doing.
It's just I don't know what he has to do. I don't know why the media doesn't really favor him too much. Maybe it's just because he plays no defense. But even his defensive numbers though too, when you actually look at the really advanced analytics, he doesn't have really that negative of an impact on the court compared to other players that have better defensive reputations than him. So I don't really know why he's getting such a bad rep. He's done a good job with the Lakers this season. Braun's getting old, and honestly, the Lakers are better than what they thought. They're much better than what I thought they were going to be. So, I think he honestly is a very good, And then I look at the Spurs, and Wembanyama is just amazing. Best defensive player in the league easily. If he's not winning MVP, he has to win DPOY, and he really has lived up to the generational tag. Like, it's incredible to see this guy that can move around like he's 6'6" and he's 7'5", and I honestly, after kind of just doing that little reflection that I just gave, I hate Shea. I despise him so much. Like, I know hate's a strong word. I hate him. I can't. He makes the sport unwatchable with all the flopping he does and stuff. I'm tired of it. And I think he's really benefits from having a great team around him. And that helps him open up his scoring a lot. I don't think he would be doing anything close to what Wemby's doing right now on the Spurs team. So I think, honestly, yeah. At first, I just wasn't even gonna say that Wemby should get the MVP, but yeah.
I mean, and
after just talking to myself about it,
I mentioned the Spurs having a well-built team, but I mean the Thunder having even better team, better starting five, and
sorry,
it's crazy how good of a starting five they have. So I think, that could play a factor in it as well. But I mean, I want to talk a little bit more about the Luka injury. Okay. And shout out Max Langer on this one. Big LA fan, part of FUV, was saying that, it's not the biggest deal breaker for him because he wasn't expecting LA to go far. And I can kind of see it because, Luka dropping all these 40-point games or whatever it was. But, I mean, right now they're lined up to play the 6-seeded Timberwolves, who have given them a lot of trouble throughout these past couple of years. And then you look at the Thunder and the Spurs, who would be a possible second-round matchup. The Nuggets are still in there, who have also gave you some troubles and some eliminations throughout these past couple of years. So I could definitely, I don't know how much it would. I mean, obviously, it hurts the Lakers, but, I don't know if it really is going to change anything of them coming out of the West or not. I mean,
they're not coming out of it regardless.
I was just going to say, I don't feel like it really changes the outcome.
Obviously, you got to give respect to Luka because, he did bring Dallas to the finals with a lot of injuries on that team. Anything is possible.
Yeah.
But I think that the Thunder and the Spurs are just so talented, and Jokic has been there before, and the Timberwolves have been in playoff contenders these past couple of years. I just don't think the Lakers would have gotten to that point regardless.
As funny as this is to say, the Lakers with Braun and Luka on it are built for the future, and they're not built to win right now. And that's just absurd to say. You said that 2 years ago, and you say, oh yeah, this team is actually they're not ready to win the finals yet. That's insane. But that's just the reality of the matter. This trade was made for the future. I mean, you look at the rest of the lineup. It's the Lakers team's 4 guys, and then it's just after that it just falls off a cliff. I mean, you got DeAndre Ayton as your starting center. That's absurd. He's horrible. And their bench has always been historically awful. I mean, honestly, I can't wait for LeBron to retire.
Don't even say that.
Don't even say words about my king like that.
Don't say words about my king LeBron.
I can't wait. I'm so sick of him.
How can you be sick of LeBron James? Are you serious
he's
right
such
now?
a whiner. He's such a. He's my goat. He's my goat too.
I love just seeing those videos of him when he's not playing, and it's just these random bot things that he does, the National Tight Ends Day he did. He starts naming all the tight ends. Looks like he's reading off the list.
He's he's so performative.
Yeah, and then there's the one where it's he's at the Drake concert and he has this teenager outfit with the sweatshirt tied around his waist,
and he doesn't know the lyrics, so he's backing up from Drake.
I think he did know the lyrics, but I think it was just so funny because he's wearing a toddler outfit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so funny. His LeBron is hilarious,
He is.
unintentionally hilarious.
He'd be the worst. He'd be a worse GM than Michael Jordan. No one better let him touch a team after he retires, because
if he ever does,
we see what he's done to this Lakers team, man. Oh my God, Gabe Vincent and everyone he signs, everything turns from gold to dust with who he signs. So I just, oh my God, I know as awful as it sounds, I actually do like LeBron, but I'm just sick of him being like shoved in my face every single time I open up ESPN.
See, I just can't be mad at him. Like, he's just like, I just love him so much. Like, I don't even know how to express it in words other than that. Like, I literally love him so much.
He's your Yukon Huskies and your Chicago Cubs, apparently.
No, because like he's not like I feel like he's not like a niche interest. Like, and he's not like off to the side.
Oh yeah, because
definitely
Yukon
can't
and
be a
Chicago.
niche
No,
interest.
he's not a niche interest.
He's like,
Center of attention.
yeah, and he's just so beautiful. I just love him so much. He's just so beautiful. Like,
This is some crazy
Complimenting his looks now.
not even his looks. He's just beautiful. Like him, the idea of him, his brand. It's all beautiful. It's all beautiful, and it's all just like, yeah, it's all beautiful. That's all I have to say.
I'm getting a current chat right now from Max Langer. I wonder if he's watching and he just heard me shout him out. He's probably saying something. That's what I would hope, but he's listening. But who knows?
I wonder what he thinks about me saying the Lakers are not built to win now. Because I have a Lakers fan, and I'm friends with a Lakers fan, and I said it to him, and he's like, what do you mean? What?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
You guys aren't winning anything against this Thunder team.
Is he being a realist right now, or is he like being a dreamer about
Exactly.
like yeah.
They're on the copium.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the NBA season is almost at its ends. We'll be hitting the playoffs in a couple of weeks. The Knicks resume action Monday night against the Atlanta Hawks, then play a big game on Thursday at home against the Boston Celtics. Huge for just playoff implications and seeding implications as well. And then the Nets actually play tomorrow against the Washington Wizards right here
That's a game.
at 3:30. And actually, we're giving away tickets to this game, 4 tickets for tomorrow's game, just to bring the whole fam to Kids Day with the Brooklyn Nets tomorrow. The Nets tip off against the Washington Wizards at the Barclays Center. They'll be fun for all ages, an unforgettable Brooklyn afternoon. Free net shooting sleeve for the first 5,000 kids to arrive. Lock in your tickets now at brooklynnets.com or Ticketmaster. Again, giving away 4 tickets. The first person to call us at the number 718-817-2750 will get those 4 tickets for tomorrow's game. Again, 718-817-2750. And that's going to do it for our NBA segment. We're going to hit a quick break, and then when we get back, we have an exclusive interview that was recorded by Gabby Price and Alex Diaz. They had the chance to speak with longtime NBA executive Pete Babcock and discuss his new book, Courts of Justice. We'll be right back after this break. Stay tuned.
The Brooklyn Nets join you in supporting WFUV. The NBA season continues in 2026 with the Brooklyn Nets playing at Barclays Center. Tickets for all home games for the Nets at Barclays Center are available at Ticketmaster and brooklynets.com.
Welcome in to an exclusive one-on-one interview. I'm Gabby Price here with Alex Diaz. Sports and basketball in particular have long brought people together, but few have actually seen that impact up close. Longtime NBA executive Pete Babcock is one of those people. From protesting the KKK in the 1970s to supporting social justice movements today, his 4-decade career shows how sports can drive real change, bringing people of different backgrounds and voices together. In his new book, Courts of Justice, A Life in Basketball and Activism, available on his website, Babcock shares powerful behind-the-scenes NBA stories and the bigger lessons about leadership, equality, and impact beyond the court. Pete, thank you so much for joining us today. We're lucky to have you on. How's it going after a nice little weekend?
Very good, thank you. I appreciate you spending the time with me.
Yeah, no, your book sounds very interesting, and as I mentioned, it's available on your website. Could you tell us a little bit more about the book and maybe why you decided to write it?
Well, I wanted to tell a story for my kids and grandkids about my unlikely journey from being a high school basketball coach to 42 years in the NBA, and then also how we use the vehicle of the game and the NBA as a tool to reach the underserved communities in the different cities where I worked. And I also wanted to tell the story about going back in history, the history of black basketball and how it became a vehicle that was used for integration. And the black basketball leagues in the very beginning began to integrate themselves. So instead of just being the white leagues that integrated, these were the black leagues that actually started to integrate and bring in white coaches and white players into their league. So it worked both directions, and it became a real important part for the civil rights movement, a vehicle for the civil rights movement to use. So I wanted to tell that story, and again, it was for my kids and grandkids. And the good friend of mine is 93 years old today, and he's a prolific writer. He's published like 45, 46 books. He was Red Auerbach's biographer and close friend, and he had once asked Red a question. He said, "How did you make the decision to draft the first African-American player in the NBA?" And Red said, "I'll tell you the whole story and the backstory, but you can never write it until I'm gone because I don't want credit for this." And so my friend Ken Dooley recorded all of it, kept it in his files, never wrote it. And then when I was doing my book, he gifted me all those stories to put in the book. So I wanted to share those with my kids and grandkids. And then Ken convinced me that I needed to do more with it. I needed to get it out there and get it published because it needs to reach a wider audience. So we published it in September to coincide with the 75th anniversary of the integration of the NBA. So that's kind of the background on how it got started.
Being two people who have worked a little bit with professional basketball right now, we've gotten to see how it is now, but for somebody with a lot of experience in the industry, how do you think basketball has changed in the past 30 years or so? And how do you think it can help with societal issues that we still face today?
Well, the game on the floor has changed dramatically because it used to be, went from a game of being actually a slowed down game to the shot clock is invented to speed up the pace of the game, and then it becomes a faster paced game, and it's a game with low post centers who had passing skills and scoring skills in the low post, and the game was run inside out. So you would try to establish a pivot game, get defenses to collapse, and then kick the ball outside for an open jump shot. But your low post players were very skilled and as offensive players, passers, and scorers. And now the game today is played more on the perimeter where you don't have many people on the low post. So if you turn on a game, you'll see 5 players kind of around the perimeter, including a 7-foot center. And the center may have a low post game, but you don't see much of it because he shoots 3-pointers also. So the game's evolved into more of a perimeter shooting game, and especially deep with 3-pointers. In terms of society and the impact the game is having on society, I think it gets better and better all the time because the league has made it a real strong point of emphasis to continue to use the vehicle of the NBA to reach people who would need it the most. So with youth organizations and underprivileged and you name it, the NBA is out there and trying to spread that message and bring people in and include people. So I think the NBA is, in my opinion, is probably the most progressive league on that front. But the game itself on the court has changed dramatically.
Yeah, I mean, I bet, Pete, I mean, I feel like a lot of you talk about the league being so progressive now. A lot of that you had to do with bringing some of these societal issues into the league and, taking basketball not just as something that as an on-court product, but something that can advance society outside the court. So a lot of that, I mean, your resume is very impressive, starting as a volunteer scout to making it all the way up to president of some of these teams. Do you think that kind of experience helped you make basketball a bigger focus off the court as well?
Well, I hope that it did. But it just was always very important to me that we look at the player as a human being and not just as a commodity to as a player to help us win games and his skill set on the floor. So, for example, when I was in Denver with the Nuggets, we had no salary cap at that time. And so I went to our owner and I said, I'd like to start an education program for our players where our team will pay for them to go back to school and finish their degrees, or if they have their degrees, go back and get their masters, or even just take interest classes just to help them develop for the future, because the basketball career is such a small segment of their life. You know, you're only going to play for so many years, and then the majority of life you're not playing. And we had a great owner, Sidney Schlenker, and he immediately said, absolutely, let's do it. And then we started programs in the community. We had a big gang problem in Denver at the time. So I drove down into the gang communities during the daytime and started asking questions about who had the most respect in the community from all the different gangs. And they said there was a gentleman named Leon Kelly, who was an ex-con, who had devoted his life to trying to stop violence among young people. And they said, he's the guy to talk to. So I find Leon, meet him, and I asked him, well, how do you do it? And he said, well, I walk the neighborhoods every night. And when I hear if there's something about ready to break out in terms of a fight, I rush to that spot and try to diffuse it. This is in the days before cell phones. And so I said, well, could I walk with you at night? And he thought I was crazy, but he said, yeah, if you really want to do it, you can. So one night a week, I'd go meet him and I'd walk with him, and he would introduce me to his different gang members. And in the beginning, there'd be like a wall up until he introduced me as the general manager of the Denver Nuggets. As soon as he said that, the wall went down, and they all wanted to talk about the NBA. They wanted to all talk about pro basketball. And so it got me acceptance by using the vehicle of the NBA. And I got to know some of these kids. And then I said to Leon, okay, here's my next step. I want you to bring opposing gang members that we've been talking to games and sit with me courtside. And so he did. And my thought process was, I wanted to expose these kids to things, other areas of life other than just what's happening on the streets. And so we'd have dinner in our private arena club, and I'd take them in the locker room to meet all our guys and to get to know them somewhat. They'd sit with me during the games. They'd meet season ticket holders that were sitting around me. And the result, we had good and bad results, but the good ones were some of those young kids, young men, some of them were in their 20s, got jobs with season ticket holders after they got to know them a little bit. And it expanded their horizons and really got them out of that environment where there was so much violence, and our players got involved. So we just looked for all these different avenues to explore and tried to reach as many segments of society as we could.
Yeah, basketball clearly is a tool on and off the court that could influence change. In 2023, you were nominated to the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame as a contributor. For you, when you think about your legacy, is it more in that community work aspect, or does it come down to some of the wins?
Good point. To me, the most important part was how we were able to use the game as a vehicle to reach people. To me, that is more important than any of the wins. I mean, we were in the business to win. You kept your job if you won. You lost your job if you didn't win. So that's what we're all in the business to do. But so you're not giving up that. You're not staying away. That doesn't become a less of a goal. You're pushing for that goal, but at the same time, only one team wins a championship every year. So you can't have 29 teams who felt like they didn't accomplish anything, and only one team wins. So my thought was, if we can't get to that championship level, we can win a lot of games, but we can do something worthwhile. So at the end of the year, we can say, we've had a successful year. We've done some important things.
Yeah, and then I have a specific question. In 1996, you were appointed to the senior national team committee. What was that experience like? Obviously, that Olympic team did they were pretty good. So I'm just curious what that experience was like, because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that was a great honor to be asked to be part of that committee. And we selected the players and the coaches, and the Olympics were going to be in Atlanta that year. And as it worked out, we were able to get Lenny Wilkins, who was our coach with the Atlanta Hawks, to be the head coach of the Olympic team. And and putting together a team is really challenging, because there's always, when you draw the line, there's always somebody who's left out who deserves to be on the team. It's not like you can have an infinite number of players on the team. So piecing the puzzle together to make sure we had the best competitive team possible. We had perimeter shooters to play against zones that international teams played quite often. We had inside presence, we had rebounding, we had defense. So you're trying to put together the best combination of players as you can. So you're putting the puzzle together, and you want all the pieces to fit properly. But it's not easy, because you're always leaving somebody out. It's just like picking an all-star team. Somebody's always left out who has every deserved to be there, but you can't just have an infinite number of players. So I loved the experience. It was a great life experience.
Shipping is something that I'm sure was also a bit hard. Writing a memoir, I think, requires like being honest about maybe things that went wrong. What was one of the hardest things for you, like, to put on the page for this?
Well, I tried to. Jerry West once told me his last book was called West by West, and I read it, and I saw Jerry in Chicago at a pre-draft camp, and I sat down, we were talking. I said, Jerry, your last book was the most honest sports book I think I've ever read, because Jerry was very open about his issues, dealing with depression, and dealing with off the court, basically the pressure he felt, which was magnified in his own mind, but it was real to him. So when I wrote my book, I always had in the back of my mind is that here Jerry set the example of writing a really honest book. I have to do the same thing. So in the book, I try to detail the mistakes that we made. So not every draft pick was a great pick. Not every decision was a great decision. I talk about the worst trade I was ever involved with in my life was we traded Steve Smith for J.R. Ryder, which was a move that I didn't want to make in the very beginning. Never was in favor of it, but our marching orders were pretty much to tear our team apart and rebuild it with one-year contracts and get rid of long-term deals. And Steve Smith was like the all-time great person, and JR had a checkered past, and it was well documented that he had run-ins legally and with different teams that he's been with, but he had 1-year contract left. And so if I had to do it over again, I should have never been involved with that. I should have said, no, we're not doing it. But I went along with it, and we did it. And it was a disaster for our franchise. So I try to tell the stories behind the scenes as best I could from an honest evaluation, and critique myself through it also, and mistakes as well as the things that worked out well for us. So I kept Jerry West's example in the back of my head as I was writing the book.
Well, unfortunately, that we are coming up on the end of our time here, Pete. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you taking the time today. Once again, Pete's new book, Courts of Justice, A Life in Basketball and Activism, is out now on his website, www.petebabcock.com. But for our guest, Pete Babcock, my co-host, Alex Diaz, I'm Gabby Price, and this has been an exclusive WFUV Sports interview.
one game away from being eliminated, I think.
I mean, does that come
'Cause the
shocking to you
Leafs-
guys in a sense, or?
No, I mean, actually, a little bit, just because I didn't think the injury was going to hurt them that bad. I mean, it's been like, they got really injured, but, like, they're still a
Yeah.
great roster.
Yeah.
But it comes as a bit of a shocker, but they weren't going to win again next year with everything that's been going on.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like as much as I'm like excited for a Pantherless playoff, it's like it's kind of weird. It's kind of like off-putting because I'm like, no
Especially after winning
Panthers.
back-to-back.
Yeah,
you know?
no
It's like, it's a
Panthers.
little
What
offsetting.
is going on?
Yeah.
Like,
You at least expect like an exit before the Stanley Cup
Yeah, a
or
little first
Yeah.
round
or
exit
anything.
or
Yeah,
something.
Little
like
first
something
round
like that.
exit,
Like
yeah.
I forgot what. No, Tampa lost in the Stanley Cup Finals, but like I don't know, just missing the playoffs completely is a
Yeah.
it's a completely different
It's
thing.
crazy.
That would be the first time since the Kings, I believe, that would happen.
And that was back in
yeah.
2013, 2014.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, you know what? If we're going to talk about goalie fight and then have Bob Vrosky and start talking about the Panthers, and then we were talking about Ned.
We gotta talk about the Sharks.
We gotta
The
talk about the
Sharks.
Sharks.
Yes, of course. That's like I feel like the Sharks are like the people's princess of hockey. We're
Oh,
talking about people's princesses.
I have been now for the past for the past 3 games. Oh no, because the Toronto game that was easy. That was an easy one.
Yeah.
The 3 games before that, I think it was the first time in NHL history that a game-winning goal was scored in the last 90 seconds of the past 3 games. So like that's just clutch right there. Like
They're putting up a fight. They're putting up a fight there.
I thought a week ago we were dead to rights after that little
Yeah.
6-game losing skid, and I thought Macklin's not going to get his MVP. I'm so sad right now. like this is awful. And then he just comes back from the dead. Like he's humming again now, and oh my god, like it's insane what this. I mean, all right, if they get to the playoffs, they're getting 4-0'd by the Avs. But like I just need to see it. I don't care about no draft picks anymore.
Are you serious? I'm more excited for the draft than I am for the playoffs.
No, well, because you're a
Yeah.
Washington fan. That's why. Like you guys
Well,
are done.
no, not even.
I
not even
I
that.
love watching the NHL playoffs regardless. I think it's one of the
Well,
best
yes.
in the.
I'm
in
not saying I'm not
entire-
excited for the playoffs. I'm very excited for the playoffs, but I'm very excited for the draft because of Gavin McKenna.
I'm
I
done-
really, really want to see what happens.
I'm done with the draft. I'm done with those days now. I'm ready for playoffs again. It's been 7 years. So
Yeah.
I am.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
What do you think of the Sharks team though going into a possible postseason appearance? Do you think this could be a slight run, maybe? I mean, how far do you think
No,
they
I
could
think
go?
I
I
think
think first round.
I think they're cooked because
Cooked in the first round.
I think I do think I know I said
No
before
hope in
they
his
get-
team.
I know they said they get 4-0'd by the Avs, but I think they would win 1 game. Like they're. You don't understand how awful this defense is. Like our number 1 defenseman is like a 3rd stringer on most teams. Like our team is a bunch of forwards, and then it's like a defensive core held together by sticks and glue. Like
Yeah.
it's so tragic, and I feel so. And I don't know if our goalies. I don't know if Askarov is good or not, because he has the second
Yeah.
worst save percentage in NHL. But no wonder why when you have oh god, just some things I won't say in front of him. These guys are just terrible.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be good just for the culture. You need to get the playoff experience.
Oh yeah, of course.
It'd be heartbreaking now to make it this far after everyone thought we were going to be garbage again. I thought we were going to be garbage again.
Yeah.
And then this happens,
I think even with a first round exit, that's a win.
It's
for you
totally
guys.
a win.
Like
It's like the
I-
Canadians last year.
Yeah.
They made it. They were still happy. They were still happy they lost. They weren't happy they lost, but they couldn't care.
Yeah.
So-
it's just fun to see your team make it into the playoffs,
Exactly.
even if it's just for 1 round. It's great.
Yeah.
And it is for the culture. I mean, we got the Avs, the Stars, the Wild that all clinched. All in the Central West. So those spots are not up for grabs anymore, which is kind of
And interesting enough with the Avalanche that they have Cal McCarr.
yeah.
He's gonna be out a couple weeks, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you mentioned that maybe he's back for the postseason, which would
So-
be huge for them.
So I think he is. I was reading a little bit about it. So obviously he departed. I think it was March 30th. So it was really recent. It was this Tuesday. I mean it looked like he could be making a playoff appearance. Especially if they go as far as everybody thinks they are. I think they're Stanley Cup.
100%. But I think they're
yeah. But I
such a well-built team that maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's a great player, but
Yeah.
how much does it actually impact?
Exactly.
Especially in
I'm
such a weak Western Conference.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think it really affects them that much.
Well, the good thing is that they're gonna have an easy first round anyway. If they go against the Sharks or the Kings or whatever, like they will have a free first round. So that'll give time for Kale to come back.
Yeah.
It's a bit concerning with him being out though, because when you look at that first lineup, you see Devin Tays and Cal McCarr, and you're told quite often that that's the best defensive line in the NHL. But Devin Tays is a product of Cal McCarr. I mean, he's really not. He's a good player. He's not great. So I'd be kind of concerned with how he would do matching up against, some of the best forwards in the NHL if he were not to come back too quick.
Yeah.
But, you got to really hope that Cal comes back soon. He's much more than defense anyway.
Yeah.
He's off, best, probably, he's generational, probably the best defenseman of this decade. So
yeah. Apparently, Coach Bednar said Wednesday morning after their morning skate that McCarr is doing okay and he's gonna miss some time and it's nothing serious and nothing that's putting the playoffs in jeopardy or anything like that.
Yeah.
So they seem to be confident. I feel like trust him. Again, it's so stacked anyway.
Yeah.
It's it's fine.
And we talk about them coming out of the Western Conference. Who sticks out to you guys in the Eastern Conference that could possibly meet the Avalanche or maybe Dallas?
Unfortunately, it's the Canes. For me,
I don't know about the Canes. I think Trey mentioned this earlier. It's they have that top spot in the Metropolitan, but they can't seem to get it done.
But sometimes I wonder if, specifically, obviously in the past 2 years, if they've choked because of the Panthers. So I'm wondering how.
They lost to the Rangers twice. So.
Well, that's
listen
true.
to the Rangers.
That's
listen to the Rangers.
true.
Twice.
Well, that is true.
And they had. Oh wait, no, I was gonna say they had a big lead. No, they were just down. They were up 3-2.
I think now with
they
the
just
Panthers,
can't play on the road. I think.
I think now with the Panthers being out, this opens up the door for Tampa, who have been
It's a resurge back.
Who have been outed by the Panthers the past 2 years now. So, I know quite frequently the sentiment was that whoever won the Tampa Panther series the past 2 years would be going to the Cup, and I mean that's exactly how it's panned out. So I think this opens the door for them, especially with Kucherov going on this heater that he's on right now. The other team I think to go out of East, because this is not a fluke anymore. I mean, I think this is long been known it's not a fluke. It's the Buffalo Sabres. They're an incredible team. Normally when I see the Sharks play a game, if they go against anyone, I always think we have a good winning chance. When I see the Sabres on the schedule, I know we're gonna lose. They just have it so put together. They have it so put together.
Yeah.
I mean, they got some absolute studs on that team. I'm happy for Darlene finally has an actual good team around him. Right when they made that coaching change, it looked like this was gonna be another past 15 seasons for the Sabres this year. And then right when they made that coaching change, something changed in that locker room, and they're all playing for each other now.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, they lost to the Sens on Thursday. That was surprising. To me. I went. Huh?
I think the Sens are getting a bit desperate right now, so they're fighting for their life.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're already in, and the Sabres are, you don't want to say it too soon.
They're
but,
comfortably in.
They're comfortably in. So I feel like it might have been
It would need to be disastrous for them not to make it.
Yeah. They are playing the Caps tonight. So expecting a loss, especially after the Devils' loss on Thursday.
You said you're expecting a loss for the Capitals, for the Sabres?
Oh, for the Caps.
Okay.
Yeah. Thankfully, I will be at the Devils Canadiens game. Shameless plug. I think because I just recently changed my Twitter. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's E Leonardi Media. Follow along. Puck drop at 7 E Leonardi Media on Twitter. I'm gonna be there with WFUV.
Yeah, we're dropping Twitter names in here.
Oh yeah, you got it. You got it.
Trey, you gotta drop yours.
Plug. Yeah,
I don't even know what my Twitter is.
Drop the Twitter, Trey.
I haven't opened that app in a while.
Gotta get on that, Trey.
Oh my god.
No, okay. Just real quick, going back to the playoff stuff. I mean,
yeah.
Geez, all right, talking about who's gonna make it, talking about who's gonna make the Stanley Cup, who's gonna win is all fun and all, but I think really the more interesting conversation here is who's going to get the last wild card spot in each of the conferences.
That's just such a good question that I just don't have to. Well, I feel like the Bruins are 100%.
They're making
probably.
But in the East, it's Ottawa, Detroit, Columbus, and Philly all are tied
All
at 88
tied.
points. And then in the
Yeah.
West, it's the Sharks, Nashville, and Canes all tied with 79 points.
I think, honestly, I think it's the Sens or the Red Wings. And that's
I
not
was
just
gonna say,
because they
yeah, Ottawa.
have more games to play, but, like, I just feel like, first of all, I feel like the Blue Jackets are kind of, like, choking a little bit.
They are a bit, unfortunately.
And then the Flyers, I don't want to see Philly do that.
No.
So I'm going to, like, just kind of, that's more of, like, a hope thing. That's more of, like, a please, I can't deal with that type of thing. I feel like the Red Wings, like, I wouldn't hate that. But I do think that they, like, kind of, like, choke in the playoffs. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that they go very far. I think the Sens, especially with, like, I feel like the fighting, like, spirit, could be.
The Brady brains
Yeah.
of them.
I think
Yeah.
they'll sneak through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta have a Kachuk in the playoffs,
You
too.
do. Oh, yeah.
Gotta have one.
Oh my
That'd be so
gosh,
weird.
no! If we could
Gotta
have
have
a
one.
Kachuckless playoffs, that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful.
No,
but
it'd be
but
too odd.
It
to
would
not
be
have
odd.
that.
It would be very odd. Do you think it would be odd for like Brady is Sens?
Brady yes.
Brady
yes.
Sens. Brady
Brady's
is
on the
Sens.
Senators.
I get them confused sometimes. Brady Sens. Do you think it's odd for him, like if he makes it, to be like my brother's not in it?
Well, he'll probably be happy for once that like he's
that's
on the
true.
better team.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that, and also like then you don't have to like compete for like the cup against each
Yeah.
other as
Doesn't
well.
have to hear from his brother saying, "Hey, you didn't make the playoffs this year."
Yeah, yeah.
You'll have that
Meanwhile,
over
he's like
forever.
holding the cup.
Yeah.
Like,
Back-to-back cups.
Back-to-back
to be
cups,
specific,
yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's the Sens.
Well, what about the
influence.
West? What about the Sharks?
I think it's the Sharks. I
Sharks
think
gonna
it's
punch their ticket through.
I think the Sharks get it, and I think the Sharks get it.
It's gonna be close. Like, it's gonna be really close.
I mean, obviously, like, I don't know. It's just the West is so interesting to me.
They're so bad. It's incredible.
Well, it's so good and then so bad.
Yeah.
Like there's no really in between. I mean, there is, but like those aren't like the teams really being mentioned. Like, I mean, you got the Oilers, the Ducks, the Knights, all have less points than the Sens, the Red Wings, the Blue Jackets, the
Yeah.
Flyers. Like, oh my gosh,
It's incredible.
It
how
really is.
bad it
And it's so interesting to think that like if the Caps were in the West, they would be in the playoffs.
Easily.
Like that's so weird.
I know.
Like, especially because, like I'm like, okay, yeah, no, we're done. Like, it's not happening. It's wraps. Like
Even the Rangers want to beat. Actually, they'd be pretty bad. But like, the Toronto would be one game behind right now.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah.
Do you like sometimes wish that it wasn't set up like that?
Oh yeah, I don't like the play. I mean, okay. I don't like. It's not awful, but the only thing I just get kind of bored of having the Oilers and the Kings face each other in the first round.
Yeah,
every
I was
year.
gonna say like you get like some of these repetitive matchups. That's
Yeah.
the only thing that is really annoying.
Well, and then it's
Wanna
like,
see different teams.
and then it's like those teams like the teams that are on lower points, like they're getting out first round, whereas
Yeah.
other teams that didn't
Yeah.
make
I think
it
it
in
was-
the East could have like.
It was
gone
different last year
further.
though. I think there was a lot of new teams in the
Oh
playoffs,
yeah,
so
yeah,
you saw a lot of different matchups throughout the first and
yeah.
rest of the playoffs.
I just think this one's not going to be as competitive.
It makes the regular season more fun though.
Yeah.
The,
That is true.
the division. So.
That is true. It's making the East really fun right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like every game, literally every game
And then it's
matters.
just making the West like a laughing stock. So.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Yeah, a couple more weeks left of the NHL season. We'll see what happens and who's going to be punching their ticket to the postseason and another very exciting and highly anticipated Stanley Cup playoffs. That's going to do it for this NHL segment. After this break, we're going to catch up with Sam G and Grande, talking about the World Cup, Italy being eliminated and not qualifying, and a look at USA's schedule. Stay tuned right after this break.
Want to be part of the Ramley? It all starts here. I'm Nathan Rogers.
And I'm Kate Cox, and we are two of your hosts for On the Hill, WFUV's exclusive podcast for all things Fordham athletics.
From the field of Moglia Stadium to the hardwood of the historic Rose Hill Gym, we've got you covered with the ins and outs of Fordham sports.
Every week, every play, every round. Tune in weekly wherever you get your podcasts. This is On the Hill.
It's WFUV New York, public media from Fordham University, home of first listens and classic favorites. On air, online, or wherever you listen to radio.
And welcome back to One on One, New York's longest running sports call-in show. Anthony Smith, joined by Sam Giangrande, replacing Trey Rodriguez for this segment, and Emma Leonardi to my right. Again, number to call in is 718-817-2750. Again, the number is 718-817-2750. Still got some Nets tickets on the line for tomorrow's game against Washington. And we've got some soccer talk to discuss. I'll pass it over to Sam real quick. He's got some feelings about Italy not qualifying for their third straight World Cup.
I'm disappointed. I'm depressed. I'm deprived of sleep. I'm so heartbroken. The worst thing is that Italy, as a 4-time world champion, people who have won this tournament, there's only 8 countries who's ever won it, to be one of those 8 and to win it 4 times, being the joint second most World Cups. How in any world are we 3 times in a row in the playoffs to get to a World Cup? And then how's that we've missed it 3 times in a row? So the first time any World Cup champion has missed the World Cup 3 consecutive times. And I don't know how to react. I don't know how to feel. Like, it's heartbreak. It's the least I can say is legitimate disappointment. And I feel like a parent saying, like, I'm not even mad. I'm disappointed. I am disappointed on every single field of this and every level.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I'm just disappointed.
That was beautifully said.
Thank you.
I feel depressed. Yeah. I mean, honestly, this is going to be such a hot take. I'm Italian, but Italy is not normally the team that I root for most.
Is it France?
Yes, it is.
Knew it.
Wait,
It
like
is France.
just because you just love France? Or is it like national?
So the first time I watched the World Cup, 2016. Sam, is that correct?
It would either be
Was it
2014 or 2018.
2014 then.
Okay.
2014.
There's another
Wait, no,
emotional story with
2018.
Emma.
2018, yes. Another emotional story. It was actually 2018. I'm like thinking through like where I was in my life and like what. Anyway, not important. 2018, I like started watching soccer randomly, and I was watching the World Cup. I feel like I had not really a lot to do that summer, so I was just kind of like, okay, whatever, turn it on,
Throw it on,
you know. And I was like, I'm gonna choose France because I'm pretty sure, yes. So the next year, like, so I was going into 8th grade at the time. I was taking French as the language in my middle school. And in my middle school, we do this thing where there are 3 languages. There's Spanish, there's French, and then there's Mandarin. And at the end of your 3 years in the middle school, you go on a trip to the country.
My school was supposed to do that, but they didn't do it for us.
Oh, my school did that with Spain and Italy. I
Yeah.
don't know if they
My
did that
school
with
never
France.
My school never upheld that though.
That's really
I didn't
sad.
get the trip.
But I went to France in 8th grade, and so leading up to that trip, you know, I'm in between 7th and 8th grade. I'm looking forward to this trip, and I'm like, you know what? I need a team to root for. I'm going to root for France. And they won. And I remember that game, that like last game, so vividly because I'm in the car with my mom. We're driving, like we're going to South Carolina for vacation, and I have the game on. And she's like, "Do you have to have this on right now?" And I'm like, "Yes, you don't understand.
That was
this
such
is
an
so
interesting
important."
game too. There were so many weird goals in that.
There
one.
were, and I was like, I'm watching this game, and I'm like, oh my god! And I just remember being so like at that point in my life, I wasn't really into any other sports at that moment, and I just remember being so like filled with joy. And so I have to. Like, I have to. It was like a bonding. Like, I was like, wow.
I'm like in a, not a similar situation, but like in a sense that, yes, I'm Italian, but I'm not rooting for Italy. I'm rooting for USA, and then Italy and Mexico are kind of co and co because I'm Mexican and Italian. So I'm kind of, you know, split between those two, and then USA, obviously. But, like, it still hurts to see Italy not qualify for the World Cup because, obviously, they haven't been there in so long, and you know, you want one of those 3 teams to at least make it far.
At least be there.
Yeah, at least be there.
Yeah.
I'm
and
vice
like,
versa. I have, sorry to cut you off, I have like Italy #1, then USA second. Like,
Yeah.
I'll always support the USA, but like Italy's who I want.
Yeah.
I watch at the World
And
Cup.
like,
yeah,
it's so interesting because they win the Euro Cup. I think it was 2020, Sam, right?
Yep, 2020.
And then
I'm like the fact checker here.
and
no,
then
it's
they,
beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm like, Sam, is that right?
Yeah,
it is.
and then they don't qualify 2022. They didn't qualify 2018, and then they failed to qualify again this year. And I don't know. It's just like, it's a very historic club, and you expect so much out of them, and then they just don't qualify for 3 straight World Cups.
Yeah.
I mean, at least what's going on right now, the whole Italian Football Federation, it's like having a revolution pretty much. The president resigned. Gianluigi Buffon, who's Italy's best goalkeeper, won in 2006 with them. He resigned under his coaching position. Head coach Gattuso resigned. The whole thing's going on like a revolution pretty much. But I agree with you in that sense of like they won the Euros in 2020, means they're the best team in Europe, European champions, and then to go on 3 straight World Cups not qualifying. This is a crazy stat I heard. The last time Italy played a World Cup knockout game, so anything past the group stages, was when they won in 2006, and I was 1 month years old.
Wow, I wasn't even born.
That's crazy.
Which is absolutely wild. So
that's crazy that you weren't even born. Don't say that to me. Don't say that to me. Okay.
That's actually crazy that you weren't born yet.
That scares me.
That was in 07.
That scares me. That scares me. That scares me.
That's actually wild.
That was in 07.
I was 1 month.
Terrifying.
I was born in May, and the final was in June. So
That's
I was
terrifying.
1 month.
I always say that, like 07, like when all that stuff comes in, like I say like, oh, Giants and Yankees won in my lifetime, but I don't remember watching the game. I don't remember that feeling when like, those teams won.
You're not gonna feel that excitement. You never will until I would say at least like gotta be over. I don't know. This is gatekeeping. Maybe over like 10. It's probably like 8 or 10 around like years old when you would actually feel the excitement of a team winning.
Yeah, around like 8 years old, I used to cry for Giants games. So.
See, oh my God. See, that's like, I feel like that's why that World Cup in 2018 was so special to me, and like why I will always root for France, because I had not had that feeling since the Heat in like when I was like 8 or 9. Like it was that excitement come back, and I was like, wow, this is what it feels.
I rooted
like.
For Messi to win last World Cup, so I was happy to see that one.
I will say I was shout out Canedo. He was my senior year in high school. He was one of my teachers for history, and he big Argentina guy. So I was like, France made it to the semis, and I was like, you know what? It's Messi and Argentina's year, and that's okay. And that's beautiful, and that's okay. Like I don't need this one.
Yeah,
he needed that one, and it was beautiful to watch it.
It was.
I would say that's probably like the greatest sports game I'll ever watch in my lifetime.
It's such a good sports game.
That
like
was
the storylines.
Cinema.
It was cinema
in a sports game. Like
Mbappe tying the game within like 4 minutes.
That was
crazy.
so much aura. That was like, that's probably the most amount of emotions anyone could feel in a sports game.
I was nervous.
I was nervous, and I was going in the most unbiased person. Like I kind of wanted to see Messi win, even though I'll always be a Ronaldo fanboy. I wanted to see like Messi do good. Like I don't think anyone was really rooting against him, besides if you're French or
Portugal
or Portuguese. But that like was just pure cinema. Like,
and that save and like that back half of the extra time period with by Emilio Martinez against his leg is crazy. But
I just like couldn't be mad about that one. Like
I think anyone could be mad. That was just like
cinema
sports like at its finest. Like you could record that match and put it into a movie, and it would not like it would fit perfectly. Like you can write a script around that and feel like so natural in there.
Oh yeah.
But switching over to the U.S. in Group D for this World Cup coming up in the summer, they play Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. I mean, thoughts on their group draw and their chances to make it to the knockout stage and chances of making a run possibly.
Not to insert anything, but you guys both got to plug in, so I think it's my time to put it in.
Of course.
I got to ask Pulisic about this, Captain America himself. My first question to him was, how do you react to having Turkey in your group since it was confirmed that day? And I think he gave the most neutral answer. He was just saying they are a good country. Personally, I think Turkey would top that group. They are the definitions of a dark horse during Euro 2024. They were my dark horse team. And they have a lot of good young talent, a lot of, even though some older players, people who have experience, who have leadership behind them, I don't actually see the USA topping this group. I see them getting second personally, but Turkey is it's a strong football nation. They have some of the most passionate fans out there.
And if they play second in this group, they'd be playing the winner of Group C, which would be either Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, or Scotland. I mean, I'm not really familiar with how Brazil has looked. Obviously, they are very popular within the World Cup, and very popular throughout all those type of national tournaments. But we also saw Morocco go on a run. So Sam, what's the kind of update on those two teams, or maybe Haiti or Scotland?
I don't see, no offense to the Haitians out there, I don't see them getting above fourth. But I would say, if anything, Brazil is some of the most overrated in general. Like, their best run was in 2019. They won the Copa America. But besides that, they haven't done good in the World Cup besides 2014. 2018, they were eliminated by Belgium. Don't quote me on it.
You're right. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm like encyclopedia over here.
2014 was the masterclass that Germany. Yeah.
That 7-1 game.
I remember that one.
But besides that, they aren't that good of in my opinion, of a team. They're very overrated. People, as soon as you hear Brazil, you think they're favorites just because they are Brazil, but you don't actually look at the squad depth. And I don't think they're as good as they could be. Morocco, another dark horse team who made first African team to make it to the semifinals in a World Cup. They could top the group realistically. I think the USA rather play Morocco than Brazil, but I mean, the USA has to get first in this, or they're going to be in a very tough spot, in my opinion.
Yeah. And then lastly, before we end this segment, I'll pass it around to all of us, I think. Just a team the team you think right now, as you're looking at the group stages, that is going to win the whole thing. Maybe just to throw a team out there that you're looking at.
I'm going to say two people because I can't go with one. I think Spain has gone down since the Euro 2024 win. I'm going to give it to either England, but they are definition of bottlers. They are crowned losers, in my opinion. But I would say it's going to be England in the final against France, and I'm going to give it to you, Emma. I think France is the most scary team in the world right now. I am horrified of that squad.
Oh, yeah. It feels good to be on the side finally of a team that's like so scary, because I feel like I'm always on like the
losing side.
Yeah, I'm always on the losing side. I feel like it's France.
I was gonna say France is a very scary team.
Yeah.
Or Spain. I know they're heavily ranked
very good
to finish at the top. So definitely France and Spain I look at, especially because France won 2018. They lose 2022 in a game that they could have won, and they showed dominance throughout these past couple World Cups. So I could definitely see them making some more noise in the 2026 World coming up this summer. I know Sam's going to be covering a lot of those out there.
Please, if I still have to see if I get accepted.
Drop the X name.
Drop the X.
Drop the MGG WFUV.
There it is.
Be there.
There it is.
Follow the account.
There it is. Yep.
Write it down, guys. Write it down.
Write it down. Get that name.
Write it down. Remember it.
Locked in the head.
This summer, you'll see me everywhere.
Get that locked.
Very excited for the Summer World Cup. Always good when it comes around, and it's gonna be a little bit local here. Got some games going on in MetLife and throughout the United States, so should be exciting to see and see how far USA goes, and we'll definitely be watching that, Sam, as well. So make sure to check out his X. That's gonna do it for this World Cup talk. When we get back, we have another special segment, our weekly segment of IndyCar with Bobby C, Mary Hannah, and Aaron Mikati. Make sure to take a listen to that. That's coming up right after this break.
Want to be part of the Ramley? It all starts here. I'm Nathan Rogers.
And I'm Kate Cox, and we are two of your hosts for On the Hill, WFUV's exclusive podcast for all things Fordham athletics.
From the field of Moglia Stadium to the hardwood of the historic Rose Hill Gym, we've got you covered with the ins and outs of Fordham sports.
Every week, every play, every round. Tune in weekly wherever you get your podcasts. This is On the Hill.
Hi, I'm Ashley Went, one of your hosts for FUVFC,
WFUV's best, if not only, podcast for all things soccer. From insight from beat reporters for all of New York's soccer clubs to breakdowns of all the major leagues and events from the international pitch to right here in the States. Tune in weekly as we discuss all things soccer on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts. See you next week on FUVFC, a product of WFUV.
Mary Hannah Gallagher, Aaron McAtee, and I'm Bobby C. And we are back here on WFUV 90.7 FM with our latest edition of IndyCar Weekly, where this week we get to talk about how yours truly picked the race winner this past week. I'm excited to talk about that with both Aaron and Mary. I feel like your picks were good, but not as good as mine.
Right. Yeah, I mean, this was sort of a heartbreak from Scott McLaughlin. Last week I had him winning it all, and to see him not even make it on the podium this week, I mean, I think he got 16th place. That's even worse than Will Power got this weekend. So
I think shots fired there, Aaron McAtee.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Palou started first and he finished first, so he didn't really move up any spots. Will Power moved up, I think, 10 spots. So
that's true. That's a good point. No, that's true.
That may be one of the bigger moves of the race. I don't know, but as you can tell, I won't mention because everyone has been saying this. I've been in my vehicle the past 2 times, and I am officially in the Racer to Racer podcast studio, dusting off the microphone, I should say, from the Racer to Racer podcast. So yeah.
Now, it looks awesome. I mean, the man cave, obviously, for those that are listening to us on the radio, they don't get to see it. But for those that are tuned in to watch the stream, we've got a couple of different backgrounds for the show tonight. I've opted to go with my couch here in the living room, of course, recording from home. Mary, this time again with the blur.
Well, I don't think anybody wants to see my shoe rack behind me in my cramped dorm, so I've decided to let that go.
It makes sense. I think Aaron wins the best prize, though, for background this week. And I'll take the honor, of course, of picking the race winner. You know, Alex Palou has been nothing short of masterful the last few seasons. And despite winning 2 of our first 4 races, Aaron, he finds himself in second place in the power rankings behind Kyle Kirkwood, just 2 points behind. But interestingly enough, we are about 18, 19 days as of filming for IndyCar Weekly for the next race, the Streets of Long Beach coming up. And last year's winner was Kyle Kirkwood. So he's in very much a good position to maybe continue that points lead in the championship here in the IndyCar series.
I think so, but Alex Palou, I think it was Mary Hannah, one of the first ones we did, said that it seemed like Palou wasn't going, and I apologize if you didn't say this, but I'm pretty sure it was you that said you felt like Palou wasn't going to necessarily dominate the entire year.
I do think I said that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's, he started out good, then he kind of maybe had a little bit of a slowness, but he's back, and coming into the Indy 500, he's going to be there. So Kirkwood probably will not be enjoying his points lead for very much longer.
Excellent point. And with that being said, we've got some sound from our latest race winner, Alex Palou.
No, it was a very tough race. I guess you guys cannot really see it from outside, but we struggled quite a lot. We had to run a used set of primaries in our third stint, which we never, ever do that. We did it during practice too. And it's the one that we use in practice too. And we just did that because we thought it was going to be a red race. So, Lunga was getting very close. Reha was getting very close. I think we got a bit lucky there with the pit exchange that they lost some pace or some time. But I'm glad everything worked out for us in a 10 car.
So that's the post-race press conference on Sunday. You get a chance to hear what Alex Palou had to say about his victory, his team, his performance, and just another dominant performance, as Aaron pointed out, really good in qualifying, and it ends up translating to race day on Sunday. We mentioned Kyle Kirkwood. For me, I was going to talk to you both about some of the movers and the shakers. I was most impressed with Christian Lundgaard this weekend because despite not being so great on Saturday, he really was amazing when it came to race day.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think any of us really saw him making a podium appearance this weekend. And it was kind of bittersweet. He was the only one who had the pace to challenge Pelot this weekend, but he had that unfortunate pit stop that I think that kind of handed that race to Pelot. I mean, Pelot finished, I think it was 12 seconds ahead of him. And it really interesting to think about maybe if that wouldn't have happened, how the race would have gone, and the possibility of Christian Lundgaard taking that win, I think is really exciting for how the rest of the season might shake out.
We talk about, spots moving ahead, and definitely Lundgaard started 10th and finished second. He led 10 laps, so I think that's pretty impressive. Probably definitely the most impressive thing about the race, just based on the fact that how many spots he moved. So, yeah, I don't really have much else to say about that, but yeah, Christian Lundgaard, he's won a race. Did he just won one race? I think one race. What,
Yeah,
last
one
year?
race, Toronto in 2023.
Yeah, so
still searching for his first win with Arrow McLaren.
Yeah, and I think he proved that it'll probably come this year. So,
yeah, very true. Finds himself now third place in the standings. And shameless plug here, but if you do get a chance, check out my latest article on Beyond the Flag about Christian and his points moving up and up and up here after 4 races. Aaron, I mean, you talk about some of these top performers so far. I mean, the best part of the IndyCar series, which is something I think that all 3 of us wanted to express to the fans at home, is just the fact that it is such a great series when it comes to the competitiveness. I feel like so many F1 fans, other open wheel racing fans, have watched that series kind of be dominated pretty much by one driver or another for stretches the last few years. Obviously, it had been Max Verstappen, maybe now it'll be somebody else. But in the IndyCar series, even though Pelot has been the top of the food chain, I do feel like you have a lot more drivers that are in the mix to win it. Kyle Kirkwood last year, he had come on strong at the end of the season, and you got a sense that he did kind of challenge Alex Pelot at one point. And now, as you mentioned, it looks like you have 2 drivers that very well could challenge Alex Pelot early in the season.
I think so. But when Pelot is on his game, he's on his game, and he wins by big margins, just like kind of what just happened. So, Pelot's getting to the point where he's done more in IndyCar than how many championships is he at now? I've lost track. 4?
Yep.
4. Yeah,
so
I mean,
3
obviously,
straight and 4 of the last 5.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there was rumors last year, there's an opening at Red Bull F1. There's talk now Max Verstappen's going to retire at the end of the year. I mean, at some point, what else can Pelot do? But, kind of getting, I just had to bring that up, but getting closer to your question, yeah, I don't, I think, I was talking to someone today, and they were just talking about how it seems like he just runs away with a lot of races. And besides that, it is very competitive, but there are a lot of races where he just kind of runs away with it.
Yeah, I guess I don't really have a lot to add. I mean, he's kind of been like a Terminator when it comes to racing this year. What I find the most impressive part, at least about Alabama this weekend, was kind of just the middle stint of trying to get back into the race, fighting with Christian Lundgaard, but also using that set of primaries from Saturday's practice on his car and just managing that dead rubber when it came to that middle part. And also how he effectively managed that when it came to the turns, came to the track. And I think also managing a car like that does say a lot about the kind of driver that he is, and maybe about how he's going up when it comes to the rest of this season.
Yeah, I think right now he's not only the best driver in this series, maybe the best driver in all of motor racing, but I also think the team deserves some of that credit as well. Chip Ganassi Racing obviously won out when it got a chance to keep Alex Palou. There was some drama a few years ago. Aaron mentioning, the potential of the F1 looming for Alex Palou. But you start to look at these stats and you realize that he really has found a home in the IndyCar Series. The IndyCar Series is happy to have him. I mentioned last week on the show, I'm going to mention it again, just how incredible he has been on these permanent road courses. So now, last week it was 15 to 20. Now it's 16 of 21 race wins in the series for him have come on these permanent road courses, including back-to-back wins now, 25 and 26 at Barber Motorsports Park. I also wanted to give, I know I tried to rope Aaron into playing some IndyCar fantasy, wanted to give a shout out to that and our friends at the New Track Record podcast. I've played the last couple years, very competitive league. And Mary, I did take your advice, believe it or not, even though Scott McLaughlin did not do so well. He was a driver that had done well at Barber before. He was really the only part of my roster this past weekend that wasn't all too good. I did pick Alex Palou, of course, as I did on the show. I've had the race winner each of the first 4 races. After week 1, I found myself in 4th place out of 130 competitors. Then I've dropped down as far as 16th. Now I'm up to 15th. But it's very, very competitive and very close, and definitely highly recommend not only both of you getting involved, but also all of our listeners and watchers at home. I think IndyCar Fantasy is the best. And I'm certainly hoping for better returns as we keep moving forward. And with that said, you look at the schedule, I've got my Alexander Rossi jacket on here. Always one of my favorite drivers in the series. Disappointed that he hasn't done as well as he maybe started 2016, 2017, 2018, back in the Andretti days. But I think he might be also one of the drivers to look out for on the up and up with ECR. And he's a driver that's also done well in the past on the streets of Long Beach. So I wanted to get your perspective on some of the drivers to look out for in a couple weeks when the IndyCar Series returns.
Yeah. Well, first off, you made a comment about fantasy. I will just say all you got to do is pick Alex Palou to win like every single race, and you'll be pretty good in your fantasy.
It keeps you competitive.
It's not that hard. What?
Yeah, it keeps you competitive. There's no doubt. But the trick is actually to find some of the, I would say, diamonds in the rough. So, for example, this week I had a really good week, and it was because I took Graham Rahal, who found himself on the podium for the first time in quite some time. So he was another driver that I wanted to mention here on our weekly segment, because kudos to Christian Lundgaard, kudos to Graham Rahal. Was really, really happy for him. I know Will Buxton had talked about how Graham has really decided to stick around in the series because he wanted to try to have success so that his young kids could see him perform well. So just so great to see him doing better in the IndyCar Series, because he struggled the last couple of years despite being one of the veterans in the series.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say for the so the next race is Indy Grand Prix, right? Is that what we said?
No, we're going the streets of Long Beach, and then we've got
Indy Grand Prix.
Grand Prix. So we actually got a couple of weeks in between both of those races, and then as you mentioned, Aaron, we got the Indy 500 right around the corner.
Absolutely, and that's a race that matters the most to a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, I think Alex Palou. I'm just going to go ahead and pick Alex Palou for Long Beach. I think it's an easy pick. But yeah, I think Alexander Rossi. You mentioned Alexander Rossi. It'd be great to see him have a good result at Long Beach.
Yeah, California kid. Maybe he'll perform well at technically his home track.
I'm sorry. I was going to say real quick, and I was talking about how cool the track was at Barber. I've actually been to Long Beach IndyCar race, and probably my second favorite IndyCar race of all time. Obviously, Indy 500 is number 1. So if anyone ever has the opportunity to go to the Long Beach Grand Prix, a Grand Prix of Long Beach, I would definitely highly recommend it. They treat it like the Indy 500 there. It's probably like, if you look at all everything involved with it, it's probably the second closest race to the Indy 500 on the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been to that one, Aaron, but I've felt that Acura puts a lot into its sponsorship, and it seems like St. Pete at the start of the season, and then this particular upcoming Grand Prix, 2 of the top ones on the calendars, even for the drivers. Great experience being able to race on that course.
And by far, they have the best food options at that racetrack. I will say that. King Taco puts a lot of money. They used to, at least.
Better than the Speedway. I mean, that's the
There's
the big news
terrible
here
food
tonight on
options.
IndyCar
Terrible.
Weekly.
Terrible the Speedway, man. Terrible. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Picking your driver, Mary, I know we're a couple weeks away. Obviously, can change it even next week, but are there some that you have in mind for, let's say, our fantasy listeners, watchers at home, for who they should pick for the streets of Long Beach?
Well, I mean, you said that you went with Scott McLaughlin because of what I told you, so I do
I
feel
should have gone Christian Lundgaard. That was where I
feel
was
a little
going.
bit responsible for that, and I do apologize. Looking right now, besides Alex Palou, I can't give that to you right now, not yet. I think I'm gonna have to go Kyle Kirkwood. I think he's already won here twice. He's holding a pretty big points lead, I think, against Palou. And I think that Andretti Global, that whole team, is going to could pull off a win against a Palou car. And he's the only driver with a 100% top 5 finish rate this season. And going to a track that he's already won at twice, one of them being last year. I think he might be my favorite going. I know it's a couple weeks away. Things can change. But looking at it right now, that's where I'm at.
Closing thoughts, Aaron McAtee.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the best time of the year, Indy 500, and yeah, so I think the next two races will be important. You know, you mentioned Graham Rahal. It's always funny, not really funny. It's interesting that every year it seems like with the Grand Prix, right? The Rahal cars are always like really quick, and then it comes to Indy 500, they're not. So I think Graham Rahal. I'm going to go ahead and go two races ahead. I'm going to pick Graham Rahal for the Indy Grand Prix, and then
nice.
yeah. So looking forward to the next two races and getting very close to May. So that's definitely a good thing.
That was a race, as I mentioned before. Kirkwood won the streets of Long Beach last year, but Alex Palou won the Sanzio Grand Prix and then led right into his first victory in the 500 last year. So it'll be interesting to see and interesting to get more perspective week in and week out here on IndyCar Weekly, where we discuss the fastest racing on earth, IndyCar, where life begins at 220 miles per hour. For Aaron McAtee, Mary Hannah Gallagher, I'm Bobby C. We'll see you next time here on WFUV 90.7 FM.
Hi everyone, I'm Grace McCarran and I'm one of your 2025-26 New York Islanders beat reporters for WFUV Sports. Follow me on X at Grace McCarran _ for live game updates, features, and other inside content from the island all season long. From the development of first overall pick Matthew Schaefer to incredible saves by Ilya Sorokin, WFUV Sports has you covered every step of the way as the Isles look towards the postseason. WFUV is your home for New York sports.
The Brooklyn Nets join you in supporting WFUV. The NBA season continues in 2026 with the Brooklyn Nets playing at Barclays Center. Tickets for all home games for the Nets at Barclays Center are available at Ticketmaster and BrooklynNets.com.
And we welcome you back to One on One, New York's longest running sports call-in show. Again, the number 718-817-2750. Again, for the last time, the number is 718-817-2750. Still got some Nets tickets holding on here for tomorrow's game against the Wizards as we're approaching the end of this week's edition of One on One. We've got a nice way to end it off. It seems like we always do, and we're going to end it off with a draft of sports logos. So the rules for this one is, any sports logo could be old, could be an alternate logo, or just the main logo of the four big major sports. So that's basketball, football, hockey, and baseball. And we got a snake draft going, so it'll be like, once we get the draft order, I'll explain the order of what we're going. We'll do 5 picks each, so I guess the best way to sell this is kind of just throw like a rock, paper, scissors in the middle.
Always.
Of course. All right.
All right.
Wait. Okay. All at once. All at
Yeah.
once. Okay. Okay.
Wait,
Rock-
hold on. And shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, and shoot.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
such a
okay.
great point.
Okay,
Okay, and
alright.
shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors, and shoot.
Oh.
Okay, well, he beat both of
Well,
us. So.
okay.
Alright,
Alright.
I get first pick.
Wait. We
Wait,
have to
wait,
decide for
yeah.
2. Rock, paper, scissors, and shoot. All right, so I get
Okay.
third. So it's gonna be
That's
Trey.
actually crazy because when Trey and I were like, so how is this gonna work when like you were gone? He was like, so if I go first and then you go next
You're
and then Anthony
disgusting.
goes last, that's actually crazy.
So it'll be
Anyway,
Trey, Emma, and then me, and then I get back to back, and then we'll kind of just keep going like that. So
Exactly.
beautiful.
All right. Actually, I'll start off a little strategic pick here because it's it's my team, so
It's
I
close to
gotta
home.
pick them.
Of
Even though they're not
course,
my,
gotta,
even though I think
gotta.
they're the second best logo, but hopefully you guys don't pick what I think's the first. But Sharks at number 1 for me. Absolutely great team with an absolutely great logo. Actually, it's why I picked them to be my teams because I love the Sharks logo so much.
Are you serious? That's why you picked
Yeah,
them?
and I was in 4th grade, so
That's
the
awesome.
Sharks
just
are,
like the main one, right?
yeah,
That's what you're
awesome.
doing, yeah.
the Sharks are awesome. So yeah,
All
gotta
right.
pick the Sharks.
That's
See it
beautiful.
right here.
That's beautiful. All right. For my first pick, I'm not I don't know if it's like necessarily strategic or not. But I'm picking a logo that we talked about earlier. The caps with the Capitol building, with the hockey sticks and the hockey puck and the cherry blossoms. And I'm gonna hold this one up here.
Yeah.
That's just so beautiful.
That's a beautiful logo.
That's
right
just
there.
such a beautiful logo. I actually couldn't find any of the blue and the pink on a jersey, but I know that this year's cherry blossom jersey is with this logo with the cherry blossoms. It's black and pink, which I also think is cool, but I like the blue and the pink. Yeah. So that's my first pick.
Okay. I'm gonna go with an old logo here.
Okay.
In the back-to-back to start off the back-to-back, I got the Raptors old logo,
Oh,
like
I was gonna pick that one.
the
I'm a
dinosaur
Raptors fan.
bouncing the basketball.
yeah.
I like
That's-
that one.
That's also why I picked the Raptors because
Oh
I
my
liked their
God.
logo when I was a kid. So yeah.
So that's one, and then there's another one. This is a hockey one now. And it's another old one. It's the Ducks logo with like the mask and the 2
Yeah.
hockey sticks going through.
It's actually the current one right now.
Oh, is that the current one? I thought it was like.
they just brought it back.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
like the.
It's
still
really
like the,
good.
Yeah, that's a great.
It's really
logo.
good.
The D.
Who's the like? Is it
Jason?
Who's the like?
Yes.
Yeah.
I really like that.
So those are my 2 picks right there to
Beautiful.
start us off with the back-to-back.
Okay, so I'm staying in the NHL, and I'm gonna do a little shout out to a fan made logo that I found, but I am gonna go with the original, or not the original, but the current Kraken logo with the red in it,
Yeah.
with the little
little S.
ridges, like
Yeah.
the S with the ridges for the
Such a good
tentacles.
logo.
However, I strongly believe that the Kraken should look into this logo. This is beautiful.
That's a cool one.
That is a nice one.
With the
needle.
That is
space
cool.
needle and the
I just
tentacles, and it's
realized
in
that.
an
Yeah, that's a
S.
good one.
This is
good.
beautiful.
That's a good one right there.
So please consider this. I don't know who made this, to be honest. I was trying to.
Whoever did.
I was like
We
quickly
appreciate
trying to.
your work here
We
at
do.
WFUV.
We appreciate your work. It's beautiful. So I feel like that should be an honorary, like second, like 2.0, like
Fair
2
enough.
or 2.2, I guess. But yeah.
Alright. So
Little back
no
to
one,
back for
no
Trey
one
here.
picked. No one picked my one. So I got Minnesota Wild logo
Okay,
coming
yeah.
up next. I think that's the best logo in all sports.
Interesting.
I gotta like refresh. I know what it looks like, but like
That's-
just to have to
It's
look at
just
it
so
again.
creative. It's a bear and it has
I do like it.
bear with the
Yeah.
forest in the
a good
background, the river and the sun. Like just perfect. It's such a perfect logo.
It really is
Very good pick.
And then right after that, I got the Arizona Coyotes logo.
Another good one, yeah.
The one with the
The one with
coyote
the-
staying up in the stick.
Yeah.
Not the Howling one.
Oh no! Wait, what was the?
The
other?
Howling one's
Interesting.
great too. Howling
Oh,
one's
I
great.
see what. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about this logo.
But that one is an iconic logo.
That's a good
I know
one,
every
too.
logo I'm picking right now is hockey, but hockey logos are just
Oh,
that good.
oh,
so.
that's what I'm doing too, because I really think that they're the best.
Yeah.
To be honest. I have another. So I just went kind of like not niche, like with a main logo.
Mm.
I have another niche, and this is the Islanders fisherman with the hockey net in the
That is a
background.
good
Are
one.
you kidding me?
That's
This
a
is
good one.
beautiful. This is beautiful. Yeah. So that's my third.
I'm back on the back to back here. A little tough because like you want to get versatility within like different sports, but like
You
there's
do.
just so many good like hockey logos and basketball logos. Oh, this is so tough. So my third one, I'm gonna go. Wait, I gotta pull it up just so I can show you guys. But
Well, of course.
Really
Gotta
pondering
show
my
the people.
last two.
Gotta show the masses.
I'm gonna go with the Rangers Statue of Liberty logo.
Okay, yeah.
That was gonna be my next one.
That's a good one.
That was gonna be my next one. Now I have to find another next
I
one.
think on the jersey it looks way better. Just think it's like on by itself. So.
Oh yeah.
That one I think is really good. Just resembling New York. It's very simple too.
Yeah.
Just the NYR and then the Statue of Liberty. So that's now my second hockey one. For the next one, I'm gonna go with a football one here. I gotta switch it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with them. It's tough, man.
Don't do it.
I'm
don't do
between.
it,
I'm
don't do
between
it,
three.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm
Don't do
between
it.
three.
Don't do it. Because that's my next one.
Which one is it? Tell me.
I'm not gonna say it. Go ahead.
I'm between three right now. I don't know if you're. I'm gonna go with the Vikings logo.
Okay, great. Okay, beautiful. I'm actually not sure if this is the one that you were gonna choose or not. Well, you can't tell us the other two because we're not done yet. I'm going a classic again, the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
No, that
Classic.
that actually wasn't on the list. That was the first logo that came to mind, obviously, but I didn't.
Classic.
Pick it.
I grew up in Miami a little bit. I was there from ages 5 to 10, and during that time, a dolphin was my favorite animal. So, I feel like the dolphin jumping through the sun, beautiful, classic. Can't beat it.
All right, I got some bangers of the last two. All right, so I'll just to break the hockey streak here real quick. Even though I'll be going back to hockey right after. Yeah. So I think my next choice actually, and now I lost this. So hold on, I was really looking through a collection. All right, you know what? While I refresh my memory on that, never mind. I'm sorry. It's the Grizzlies, the old Grizzlies logo.
Oh, an old one. Okay.
Yes. I'll show it right now, just in case people don't know. But it is such a good. They always have the jerseys at the NBA store in the city.
Yeah.
And it's actually when they were back in Vancouver. So.
That is good.
That's good when you ground the basketball. Yeah.
That's a great one. I always love whenever John Morant wears it. I don't know. I always feel like that logo just fits him so like jersey just fits him so good. Like just really it's just such an awesome. NBA needs to stop doing the minimalist stuff and go back to the crazy logos because they're so good. And then my last one, this one is a bit niche, I guess, but it's not really because people do like this alternate logo a lot. But the Buffalo Sabres alternate logo that looks like
show the masses.
Looks like this. It's not exactly this picture, but
that's pretty good.
That's a good one.
That's pretty good.
I love this. I love that logo so much. It's so clean. So yeah,
beautiful. All right,
good luck beating it up.
For my last one, I'm going childhood. I have like a couple. I'm going Cubs. I have a couple Cubs things, but my favorite shirt as a child, I still have it. Still fits me weirdly enough. Now it's kind of really tight and faded and old. But it's gonna be the little baby cub
that's a really
in the
good one.
sea. It's just so classic.
That was my.
And I think that's more for
Little League
sentimental reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my last one.
That is a really good one. All right, to close, everyone got 5, right? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. To close out my draft, I'm gonna go with a baseball logo to finish this off.
What
baseball
could
logo
this possibly be?
I think baseball logos are awful.
What could this possibly?
You just picked a baseball logo too.
No, I know.
Oh,
No,
okay.
but I'm
oh, wait, no, he was saying he's off. Never mind.
I think they're awful.
No, Look, there are some that are okay.
It was really hard finding one because you just try and get the variety.
It was really between for me, and I talked about this jersey actually on last 1-on-1. It was really between for me the last logo that I was gonna choose between the Cubs one, that one, or the DC interlocking DNC.
I'm trying to think of that one.
I'll pull it up, but it's basically it's literally just the D and the C are interlocked. But I realized that I like the jerseys more, and the not the logo doesn't matter as much. The jerseys that they're
That
on
happens sometimes, yeah.
The jerseys that they're on. Sorry, I'm cutting you off. The jerseys that they're on are these really light blue jerseys with a DC map as the pattern on it. It's the map of DC, and it's one of my favorite jerseys.
I love when
ever.
they just get so creative like that, and they just try to do stuff like that.
So I don't hate this take. So
no.
continue.
So
please.
I got the Cardinals logo, one with the Cardinals standing on the bat, and then you got the I think it says it says Cardinals. So the Cardinals, and then
that one's not bad. I like that one.
It's the top right there.
I like that. It's standing on the bat.
I always
right?
thought actually that was one of the better.
It was really hard trying to find an MLB logo, but we'll give a quick recap of our draft. So with my first pick, I went with the Raptors old logo. Then I went to the Ducks logo with the face mask and the 2 hockey sticks. Then I think I went Rangers logo with the Statue of Liberty. And then I went to the Vikings logo, just their plain one right now. and then I went with the Cardinals logo, the one with the Cardinals sitting on top of the bat. So
Beautiful.
very proud of how I drafted that.
Yeah.
Did 2 hockey, 1 basketball, 1 baseball, and one football. So just try and get a variety there.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But
gotta show love to the other guys.
My list is all right. it's the Sharks, and then the Wild, and all these are the base logos. Yeah, Sharks, Wild. The third team. What was the third team? What?
You got the Sabres and the Grizzlies, right?
Those are the last 2. But what was the third one? It's so bad I remember this. You should come back to me.
Okay.
Wait, oh my God! I forgot about the Chicago Bulls current logo.
That was all right. I think
It's
the
like
Blackhawks one is
fine.
better.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, you're right. Wait, I'm trying
so
to think.
is Trey doing his recap?
He did 4.
I can't remember. I can't remember my middle one.
Oh my God.
Wait, did you draft all hockey and then it was just that
It
one
was all
basketball?
oh wait, I'm so stupid. It was the Arizona Coyotes one. The
Yeah.
alternate logo.
Yeah,
It
that's
actually
right.
wasn't an alternate logo. It became the primary. So
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
yeah,
so
good luck finding out.
I feel like mine were the best, but that's mostly because 4 out of the 5 were all sentimental to me, I think.
And that matters.
And that matters to me.
That's good.
The first one, obviously, I feel like that logo just can't be beat. The Capitol building, the 2 sticks, the puck, the cherry blossoms. I like it
Very
with the
detailed.
Very detailed.
Yeah.
I like it with the blue and the pink. I know that they have the black and the pink for the jerseys for this year, but I really hope that at some point they do the blue and the pink. I would be buying that almost immediately. Actually, probably immediately. Second was the Seattle Kraken basic logo, but shout out to the fan-made logo. We're going to include that as like an addendum to that one. Then we went back to like alternate logos. The Fisherman Islanders one with the hockey net and the Fisherman. I love it. It looks so cool. It looks like retro too. It's just great. Then I had the classic dolphin jumping through the sun for the Dolphins. And then the Cubs alternate with the little cub in the middle of the sea. I love that. That's like classic.
That's a great baseball. That's a great baseball logo.
That to me, when I think about baseball logos, I think that logo.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
It's so beautiful.
Honestly.
Yeah. So yeah.
Good drafts all around, guys.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, I don't know how the Cleveland Browns went undrafted. That's kind of crazy. They are really.
There's so many good teams to pick from.
You guys could have picked like the little elf, the old logo that the Browns had, or like just the helmet. The simplicity of the helmet.
Or like even like I don't know, like maybe like the White Sox.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's such a stupid team name. I just can't.
I just don't understand some of these logos with like the simplicity of just doing the regular name. It really makes no sense.
You gotta like do the most, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it really makes a difference.
There's not too much in this.
Not too much.
No, I love it too much.
Yeah.
I love it too much.
Really?
I guess like the NBA logos, like I was saying, like those are so fun back then. Like a Raptor dribbling a basketball, and then last year they had it dunking a basketball. Like that's
I will
awesome.
say I almost picked the like current Raptor
With
logo.
the basketball?
I really like the like claw marks on it,
Yeah.
but I
Okay.
thought it was too basic, so I was like, I'm not gonna pick it.
I like that I like that logo, but they just everything their branding is so good. Like I think this year I got one, Scotty Barnes. It's him dunking. It's a Raptor dunking through his legs. Like that's just peak. That's just
awesome.
so peak.
That's beautiful.
Good draft all around, guys. That's gonna do it for this week's edition of One on One. For my 2 co-hosts, Trey Rodriguez and Emma Leonardi, Travis Hayden on radio production, Sam Giangrande as our video producer. I'm Anthony Smith. Bobby Chaffardini is our sports director, and One on One is a production of WFUV Sports.